We're going live here on the internet. The internet, we're live.
We are live.
We're live from
Yes.
Computex 2024. This is the Full Nerd, PC World's premier podcast about PC hardware. And, you know, part of that is going to trade shows and covering PC hardware. This is just the pre-show. We're not getting quite started yet.
Yep.
Willis is on the
Yep.
verticals and horizontals. He's getting us up going. There you go. Thank you, Willis. We're here on the show floor at the ASUS booth. Thank you to ASUS for sponsoring us. We have a nice Wi-Fi router. Do we have a card?
Absolutely.
I don't remember the name of it. Like the information for this? I don't have. Yeah. The little
by ROG,
information
obviously.
card. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not alone. I'm not alone here. I'm with all of my friends, specifically the PC World crew. So we're rolling deep this year, and it's awesome. So across from me over here, we got Mark Hawkman.
Hello, ni hao.
Doing amazing writing over on the website, appearing in some videos, some
Yeah,
awesome
the videos are fun.
interviews.
Thank you.
It's been a damn good time.
Yep.
And also, we got brand new on the video team, Alex
What's
Yep.
cracking, y'all?
Yeah.
Estevez.
Yes. From
Esteves.
Google.
Estevez.
Yes, from Google.
Estevez.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, you're on the video team.
Yes, sir.
First Computex, I'm going to get back to that. But
Deep water.
this man right here, have you ever been on a video? Is this your first video?
No, I have been.
Oh,
In
you
the
have been
past,
on a
way
video.
in the
Okay.
past.
Well, this is the first time on PC World.
I'm
If
a
you
full
don't
nerd.
know,
Yeah.
if you've always wondered who is the big boss of PC World,
Yep.
like the boss,
Yeah,
boss,
the boss of
like
bosses.
2 levels above Brad.
Right. Yeah.
This is the guy,
Yep.
Christian.
Yeah.
I
yeah,
don't know
yeah.
how to say your last name. Lubering.
It's a German name, Lübering.
Lubering.
Lübering.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Well, thank you for being here. He's not cracking the whip too hard, but there's
No.
always time.
Yes.
There's
exactly.
always time.
Yes.
Great to be here.
Yeah,
Thanks.
great to be here. Glad you could join us. I know you're not going to stay long, but I'm going to ask you first. What do you think of the show?
Come on, really?
Yeah, you're the first one to answer this.
Honest
Yes.
answer. I find it too incremental. There's not enough innovation for me personally, to be
Wow.
honest. It's a little bit kind of everything a little bit better than last year. I was looking for some kind of groundbreaking, disruptive things, but couldn't find any. Maybe. But I'm not the expert, so I'm gonna hand over to you guys.
Honestly, he's right. I agree.
Well-
I mean, we'll talk about it more, obviously. But
Yeah.
I think he's got a good take.
So the boss isn't excited about PCs, so
Yeah.
we're shutting it down. Let's go ahead and kill the stream. We're done. No, I'm just kidding. No. Yeah. How's it going over here, Willis? Everything's running good. Any problems that we're talking about in the chat? I have the
Yeah.
chat up here, but it's going to be hard
Live
to see
streaming
on
from
my
a
phone
trade
because
show floor. This
I
is
forgot
great.
to bring a laptop. I did bring. Oh crap! And I hit a button. I did bring some water. I don't have Coke fiber. Oh, Willis is saying
What's
something.
What? What?
He had a joke and it fled from him.
Nothing. Just want to say hello, everyone. Welcome to Computex, and we have a friend of the shows, all the friends of the show.
All the friends of the show.
Some of the friends of the show. We got Tainted. We got Coffee. He says it's, they're saying that it's 3:30 a.m. right now. At that time,
Ooh, and
so-
you're up for this?
Yeah, thank you so much.
I am so sorry.
We need more
But
mics.
thank you. That's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And hopefully we have some people who have actually never been able to catch us live
Yeah, that's
either,
right.
because we're
Yep.
halfway across the,
Asian
world.
contingent.
Yeah. I don't have my usual Coke fiber, and that really bums me out. But I do have Mr. Brown. Anybody try Mr. Brown?
I have not.
I want it.
Is it coffee?
Is it good? Is it cold?
I mean, it says it's black coffee.
Ah.
It's not cold because I took it a while ago,
have, like-
and it's not good either.
Does it work?
Hey,
so-
negative endorsement for Mr. Brown.
Mr. Brown works very well.
Oh,
yeah. I think that's why it's called Mr. Brown.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see.
So
Oh.
maybe we'll.
Wow. All right, Alex,
have to
you'll
cut
be-
the stream
You'll be taking
short.
over the show midway.
Yeah. And I'll be like, I gotta go. No, I'm just kidding. If we're good for the intro, then I think we can get this. Do you want to stick with us for the show, or you need to pop out?
I can stick for another few minutes,
Yeah.
Okay.
maybe.
Please.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Let's stick around for the intro. See how we do it when we take it serious.
Yeah.
This is our serious
Yeah,
face.
just leave me out when you take it serious.
Yeah. No, don't worry. We're not gonna get serious.
Yeah.
Everything good? You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't prep the intro, so here we go. I got to think about it. Give me a second. In this episode of The Full Nerd, we bring you all the news from Computex 2024. Welcome to this episode of The Full Nerd, PC World's premier podcast about PC hardware and PC software. I think this is episode 303. That's why I didn't number it. It is. Okay, correct. I am your fill-in host, Adam Patrick Murray. Unfortunately, Gordon couldn't be here, but he is doing some coverage from home. We love you, Gordon. But I'm not alone. I'm with some of my very special PC World friends. Across from me here, we got Mark Hawkman, who is doing some amazing coverage.
Thank you.
Here
Thank
at
you.
Computex.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Yep.
Yeah.
Great to be here. This is my fourth Computex, I think. I haven't been here since before the pandemic, so great to be back. Love it. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
I'm excited to hear what you thought of the show, but I'm going to introduce Alex Estevez.
That's right.
Yes, thank you. He's new on our video team. You might have been seeing him on a couple episodes. But yeah, this is your first Computex.
It is.
How you feeling?
It's very exciting, actually.
Yeah?
This is different than anything I've ever seen before. There's nothing quite like Computex.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. And I introduced the man, the myth, the legend before, but I'm going to reintroduce him for the actual episode. If you've ever wondered, if you've ever sat there and thought to yourself, who in the world is the big boss for PC World? This is the big boss for PC World. I'm pointing to a man next to me, for the audio listeners, who is very attractive. He's German, and he's strong, so he's going to hurt me. But Christian Lubering.
Right. Excellent. Not bad.
Excellent. Yeah. So if people don't know, there's Brad, then there's John Phillips, and then there's Christian.
Right.
So we're talking about 2 levels above Brad.
Right.
So this is the big guy. So how's it to be here on this stream? This is your first time on the Full Nerd.
It's the first time on the Full Nerd. It's the first time at Computex, actually, for me. So
First time at Computex.
I've never been here. It is, set aside from the fact that kind of like the innovation is missing, the experience is incredible. It's an incredible experience, to be honest, and it's something I can second you that I've not experienced before. So really good to be here, honestly. Great to be here.
I'm glad to have you be here. Thank you for all those whip cracks.
Yep.
Keeps us working, keep us going.
Yep.
Signing our checks. Hopefully continue to do that. But we're going to cover some news here. There was some news from Computex. A lot of it's mobile, but still pertinent to kind of what we talk about here.
Sure.
But I also want to talk about our best of picks. I don't know if the best of pick has gone live yet.
I'm not sure either. I think it's either in the works or it is live.
I don't know. We're literally
We can
like
preview
12 hours off
Yeah,
from
I don't know.
Brad.
We can
so
at least preview it? Yeah.
I don't know if he's like actually switched
at
over
that.
on the best of yet.
Yep.
But we will get to that later. First, I need to talk about the elephant in the room.
Sure, come, bring him in.
Yeah. Thank you, Christian.
Who's that?
I've been subbed in, have I?
Yeah, we got
everybody.
Nick
Tag team.
from Gear Seekers.
How you guys going?
I didn't invite you, did I? Why are you
No,
here?
I don't know. It's just my default mode. I just show up where I'm not wanted.
Okay, well, a little bit awkward, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll
we'll
go with
get
we'll
there.
go with the flow. How many Computex is this for you?
Third, I think.
Oh, okay.
One before.
It's my third too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all new to this.
Yeah, we're new to
we're
this.
all
One
little
before
baby
the,
faces.
The,
Yeah.
the badness of the
It's been a
earth,
while.
and then
Yeah.
2 after the badness.
If you
of
can
the earth.
just
Oh,
just
my
get up
bad.
right on it. You gotta love the
Yep.
microphone.
That-
I thought you
Yeah,
were
yeah.
a rapper. Aren't you a rapper? Come on, you should know.
I don't want
Hip
to
hop,
talk about
whatever.
it.
Yeah, anyway.
But yes.
All right, so we're gonna quickly recap some of the high level news
Sure.
pieces that we were excited about.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with you, Mark, because
Sure.
you are our breaking news guy here on the ground.
Thank you.
So what would you say is the kind of the most interesting thing news related?
Well, I have to agree with Christian in that this show is a little bit more incremental. I mean, it's interesting actually because Intel was here talking about Lunar Lake, but that's really what we're at this point doing is talking about Lunar Lake. This is right
Yeah.
now. This is a Qualcomm Snapdragon show. I mean, you still see Copilot PC logos floating around. I mean, we saw all the introductions of the laptops last week at the Microsoft event in Redmond. So AMD's launching in July. We think Intel is launching Lunar Lake in the third quarter. Could be later than that.
I hear fourth quarter.
Yeah, I know, exactly. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what we're hearing now too, actually. Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's we had a lot of information about Lunar Lake this week, and I think kind of some of it falls.
Oh no!
Oh wow, we're just getting assaulted by people. At the
Oh,
booth.
this is. Hold on, we got a breaking news. Shannon Robb from Patriot is here. Hello, Shannon.
Hey, buddy, what's up?
What's going on, man? Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, pretty much. I've been waiting, kind of lurking. I told you I was going to disappear. I'm sorry I set you up for this with your team, man.
Shannon, if you don't know Shannon, you should know Shannon. Gordon's interviewed him on the channel. You know your stuff when it comes to RAM, SSDs, all that kind of stuff. Why are you so cool?
You mean temperature? Because it's humid as hell.
Oh, no. Yeah,
It's a
we're
nice
not
day
we're not
today.
physically cool here. We're just emotionally cool.
Oh, we're just we try to do what we do. We try to have a lot of fun and just make cool stuff.
Well,
That's kind of what you do.
and real quickly, what are you showing off over at the Patriot booth? Just a little tease, a little hint.
Gen 5 DRAMless, Gen 5 14K, and some other cool little mobile devices I've showed you guys, some mobile device accessories that are unique spins on some of our competency like flash and things like that.
Anything Gordon would be excited about?
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring that up, but USB 4, because I don't want to break his heart, because I know he keeps bugging me about it. Yeah. USB 4 is hitting hard.
So yeah, we're talking about doing a video about that. So if you have your USB 4 questions, like send it to me somewhere, Discord, Twitter, I don't know. Because I'm going to be asking this guy some questions about USB 4.
As long as it's not compatibility related, I'm down for it, because that's another show entirely.
I can ask, right?
Yeah, you can ask.
Yeah.
I'm not sure 100% exactly what I can answer, but yeah, just know there's a lot of compatibility things going on right now.
Exciting stuff. Thank you for stopping by, Shannon. I appreciate you. I heard also that you're doing some overclocking.
Just a little bit. We got about 10,000 on our DDR5 over there. Been running for like 2 days, so it's super stable, running pretty good. I'm still going to stand by. I won't recommend it for gaming, but if you're looking to break records, we can have some fun.
Nice. Speaking of breaking records,
Don't forget to disinfect your cheek, by the way.
no, I'm not going to wash after that. Going to keep holding on to it.
You want me to sign it? Be like one of those Jensen moments?
Oh, no, we're not going to get to that. Oh, boy. I had my Jensen moment. There we go.
You had a Jensen moment? What have I
Thank
missed
you,
out
Shannon.
on?
Have a great time.
Oh,
All right.
I'm sure there's a photo somewhere, right?
All right, back to the
I'm not sure
regularly
exactly where
scheduled
he's signing
program.
something.
If you're tuning in, then you know things
Right.
like this are bound to happen. I'm sorry, we're talking about AI PCs. Quick funny story. As we were walking around the show floor going from appointment to appointment, I would stop and I would go to Alex and I'd be like, Alex, wow, look at that. They say they have an AI PC. They have AI in their PC.
That's been my favorite part, actually, is learning about how it's inside the PC.
Yeah, no, and you should look and you're like, whoa, wow, AI in the PC? Somebody should talk about this.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I can't believe
know.
no one's talking
Yeah.
about it, frankly.
Yeah.
I had
Is it
Steve
everywhere?
and Tim from
It might be
Hardware
everywhere.
Unboxed in a video before, and I said, "Oh, what's your favorite thing from the show?" And they're like, "Oh, we saw some AI RAM, some AI SSDs, we saw an AI case, and everything AI."
Is it better or worse than CES? I can't quite tell.
It's a lot for AI. In fact, in our own videos, I haven't said it once. I've said large language model and machine learning instead of AI.
Been biting your tongue.
Technical right way.
I almost let it slip once, like one time.
No, actually, yeah, the most gratuitous that I saw, I love Elgato products. They're amazing, but they had a new beta in their software for their prompter system, and they had I can't remember what they called it, but they called it like Smart AI or something.
Oh, I
which
did see
as
this.
as you read out your script, it auto scrolls. That's not AI. That's been around for a long
Yeah.
time. That's
Didn't Dragon Naturally Speaking do that in the late
Like in the
late
teens.
90s?
I don't know.
Even?
Not to throw Elgato under the bus or anything. I love their stuff, but yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of like
Yeah.
situations like that where I'm like,
Yeah.
do you really need to call it AI? Is that?
The AI
Oh.
logo.
Oh yeah.
I
AI
saw-
logo. AMD with the AI logo.
I took a photo of that
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah,
Right.
so this
You
was
can see
before
that.
the keynote,
Yeah.
and what it says for the audio
It
listeners.
says, it's basically AMD logo next to AI.
Oh,
So
boy.
I mean, it
Just
wasn't
in case you're
AI
wondering.
MD, but it was pretty close.
Which actually, I mean,
Yeah.
we're going to be all over the place here. You're going to have to bear with us. But
Yeah.
that was one of the things I got a chance to interview Donnie Walagrowski from AMD. That's one of the things I asked him. I was like, hey, listen, you've had this naming convention for Ryzen. I mean, a very strong name. Now you're literally changing the name to Ryzen AI. That is the
Exactly. Yep.
official nomenclature
Yep. You
for.
Wait,
know it's got
it is
AI
the official
when it's got the name in it.
Ryzen AI.
And I was like, is
Okay.
AI that important that you're willing to change like such a legacy brand?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
Who
I
knew?
mean, you know,
I mean, he said yes. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, they're all about it. They're showing different use cases and all that.
the
kind of
word
stuff.
was they rejiggered their branding at the last minute, potentially to
Oh,
include
really?
that. Oh, yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yep. So
Yeah,
that might have been
so-
a recent addition.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. A lot of AI.
Yep.
A lot of talk about that, but I do want to go to some more people about exciting stuff.
Sure.
Alex, what do you think? You know, this is your first Computex. You're kind of new in
Sure.
joining the PC World team.
Sure.
What was exciting about this show, or maybe not exciting? I don't know.
Well, all the AI, of course. Something that I discovered that it's new to me. I think it's a few years old. Was the Airbus stuff?
Airbus,
Airjet.
Airjet. Yeah. I was like Airbus.
That's how
yeah.
new
the,
it
the new
is.
plane, the new plane technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
Airjet. So
Airjet.
Forward Systems Airjet.
Right.
We talk about it a lot. Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
It's. Have you had a chance to check it out?
I haven't checked it out, but I have seen Gordon's coverage on it. It's
Yeah.
pretty
Right.
interesting.
Yeah, that was
They have
fascinating.
a meeting room. You should go up and chat with those folks. It's-
Yeah, it was really interesting. It was something that I even on the consumer level hadn't thought of anything like that. So
Well, actually, I mean, we didn't cover it in a specific video or anything, but
Right.
one of the use cases they were showing, because so what they're showing off here at the show floor is edge computing, cooling packs for edge computing devices. Really cool stuff. It just, we don't really cover that stuff here at PC World. But they were also in talks with people who have special needs devices. So,
Okay.
yes,
Really?
yeah. So
Wow,
there's
that's
they were I can't remember the vendor they were talking with. Maybe
Right.
we shouldn't say the name, but the children with special needs that have certain devices, and you can't have fans, and cooling's always a problem, things like
Okay.
that. But they still want it thinner and lighter, and that's the kind of feel good story that I like hearing about.
Yeah, right, exactly.
For sure. So we're there's so many different uses for Airjet. I think still at this point though we're waiting for when it's only been out in one product consumer wise so far. When are we going to get more information?
Yeah,
They tell
absolutely.
me. They tell me they got stuff coming. It just takes a long time.
Yep.
I think a lot of people don't realize, just in general, that product release cycles can take a long time, especially for complicated devices. You might know something about this
Yeah.
I do.
because
a
you
little
just
bit.
released a case.
Well, we announced the case.
Announced the case.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
sorry.
doing a case with Montec called the King 95 Ultra. Claire and I put a bit of work into reconfiguring a couple things and making it more pleasing on your desk. Like our whole thing was I think we talked about this yesterday.
Yeah, we
was-
actually did a standalone
Yeah,
video,
yeah.
so
Maybe wait for that one.
Yeah, it's not up yet.
Yeah, we
but-
talked about why we made certain design choices, and
But in the video, and I'm not trying to ruin anything, but you said you felt like you had a better appreciation for what it takes to design something. Because we always cover it when it comes out, right?
Yeah.
But we don't always know the months and years
Yeah,
that it
that's
takes
right.
Yeah.
to engineers.
Yeah.
And what matters is the
Yeah.
final product for sure, and people should get it in and
It
test it
definitely
kind of
takes
stuff.
a lot longer than you think to develop these products. Well, I had a question though about that Airjet stuff. Did they talk about the performance being a lot better now that they've had more time to develop it, or is it similar to what it was when they showed it initially?
No, I don't think so. So
I
they're
didn't see any
well,
of
they
that
have that
either.
new product,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So what they do is try to scale it, right, based
Right.
off of every chip can cool 5 watts of power. So
Yeah.
you just
Okay.
add more chips and it cools. I don't think the actual technology in there has been refined yet.
Really, you would think it would be a question of either the amplitude
Yeah.
or the frequency, right?
Okay.
Yeah, the surface area. So
Yeah.
I think they're gated in that regard.
So,
yeah.
so what's this? They've got this new product, right, that can now be attached in different ways. That's what we were talking about, that the thing for disabled people.
Yeah. So it was made for Edge AI devices, which are placed everywhere, and
Right.
we got PC World here. Oh, those PC World guys in the back.
fans everywhere.
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah.
Told you we were rolling deep. PC World bombing our own PC World
Right.
stream.
Yeah,
That's
right,
hilarious.
yeah.
What was I talking about? Edge AI.
Right.
Yes. So devices. Think about devices of the cameras that are over intersections, things like that. If you don't
Yeah.
know Edge AI, that's kind of like a use case. And so thermals, being able to kind of keep things like water sealed and things like that is a serious problem. And so Airjet's like, hey, we got a solution for that. So
Right.
really
Yep.
cool stuff.
Yep.
Really cool stuff. But I'm going to ask you then.
Okay.
Next, you're next up on the docket here.
Here we go.
What kind of exciting stuff have you seen other than your own case? You can't say that. I'm sorry.
Self-promotion's over.
I didn't really think about this until I asked you this question, but that new Ryzen, the 9700X being 65 watt for small form factor.
Like,
They really lowered the TDP in the low
That's
end.
crazy.
They did a nice job there.
When we were sitting in the keynote, I saw the TDP figure, and I said to Claire next to me, I'm like, 65 watts for an 8-core?
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
They're going to be doing that? I'm actually quite excited about that.
I mean, so they didn't give us full details of performance. They're
Right.
talking about up to like a 16% IPC uplift on the 16-core version.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hopefully, like that same kind of uplift trickles down. We'll have to see when testing
they
comes
rarely
in. But
talk about the lower end chips with IPC
No.
uplift. It's always their hero product.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like home lab use now that they've got the integrated GPU as well. 65 watt, 8-core.
No, I completely agree
Yeah.
because I mean that's one of the trends of the show, right? Is lower
Yeah.
power, but the weirdly that really stuck out in terms
Yeah.
of what I thought
Yeah.
too. Because yes, you're absolutely right. People are not necessarily buying the Ryzen 9s; they're buying the lower powered
Yeah.
stuff, and they're getting it for a cheap price. Well,
Yeah.
we don't know they're getting it for a low power budget at least.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to make a difference going
Yeah.
forward.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they were impressed. AMD was quietly, subtly impressive.
Yeah.
well, I mean, all around, people were talking about efficiency.
Right.
Intel,
Yep.
Qualcomm,
That's it.
AMD.
Mhm.
The talk is efficiency. And I mean, some of it's mobile, some of it's desktop, but like, right. We feel like the industry kind of swings. Sometimes we go performance at all costs. Sometimes it kind of swings back for efficiency.
Yeah.
I guess the next step is to see next gen NVIDIA GPUs, if they're going to continue with the power, or maybe they have some efficiency.
Well, and that's why I think Christian was talking about, the lack of incremental upgrade. It was just an incremental upgrades because, really the most exciting chip news out of NVIDIA was Jensen's signature.
I've seen it everywhere on every booth.
Exactly. Hopefully you know what you're
Did
you know what I'm
see
talking about. Yep.
Jensen signing something questionable yesterday.
yeah,
I think
yeah.
we talked about
That's
this
right.
yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, really, to be honest, that was the hot consumer news coming out of NVIDIA. I mean, we tried. I mean, Jensen held court for 90 minutes, or I guess it was even more yesterday, where they had in front of the press, and the press had an opportunity to ask about things. But, Adam, to his credit, asked the question that Gordon and I and Adam wanted to ask, and that was like, okay, what are you going to tell us about Consumer Blackwell? And he was just like,
He said, I would love
Yeah.
to tell you.
Jensen normally will go on at length about such things, but no.
And he said,
Nope.
now's not the time. And
I think a lot of the press were interested in where Jensen was eating.
That's
most of
right.
the time
And
in
what he's
Taipei.
eating.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and what
right.
he's
Yeah.
eating,
I mean,
yeah.
he spent 5 minutes talking about his turkey sandwich at the press conference.
I heard like the local media in Taiwan, they love Jensen, and they were like, "Oh, where's he eating today?" And he's been on the TV.
Night
and
market.
everything.
Absolutely.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a bit of a larger crowd than the president
Yeah.
himself, didn't he?
He's an absolute rock star
Yeah.
here.
He's a
No,
rock star.
yeah, you don't
Yeah.
quite understand. Like the show floor is packed. I mean, we're here at the Asus booth. There's
Right.
obviously a lot of people, but you can't see the main area of the show floor. It feels very packed,
Oh,
even
yeah.
compared to other years. But yeah, the first day, they were like tons of security, and there was crowds and crowds. And I look over and I was like, "Who is that?" And Will's like, "Oh, it's the Taiwanese president." I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, that makes sense." And then all of a sudden, the crowd just like swarmed in even harder, and I was like, "Who's over there?" And they're like, "Jensen's coming through." So
The
yeah.
security
Yeah.
was intense as well. Apparently, there was up to an hour and a half lines to get into the convention center.
Oh,
I've never seen that
I
before.
didn't even try.
Yeah.
I was just like, this is not going to work out for me.
Well, no, luckily press.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
oh, you got it. Oh, I didn't even
Yeah,
think
'cause
about
I was
that.
like,
Yeah.
press.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did that. I walked
That's
straight
right.
to the front of the line and
should've
walked
thought-
straight in.
Membership has its privileges.
I try not to pull that press card, but
but you know.
sometimes.
Yeah.
You just got to do it when you're in a rush.
Well, in the press conferences too. I mean, Lisa Su got swarmed by reporters. I mean, the room was
Yeah.
packed. Jensen obviously had a ton of people. I was a little bit surprised. Pat Gelsinger's press Q&A was like 3/4 full. I mean, I think the Taiwanese love their own, and maybe that's it. But I was again surprised. I mean, Lisa, honestly, I gotta say, I don't know if she got as many crowds, but she is absolutely, if not a rock star, pretty close to a rock star here because
Yeah.
she. I mean, the people. I mean, just the reactions of the press to her were like, "Oh my God, it's Lisa Su," and it was cool. It was neat to see.
Yeah, you were both at the keynote and the
Q&A afterwards, right? Yeah.
yeah.
That was cool to see. Yeah.
Did you ask any specific questions, or did you get a
I
chance?
asked. I think the one that I. Yeah, I mean, I've asked a couple of questions. I asked Pat about, the interesting thing about Lunar Lake is that Lunar Lake is not actually made by Intel. Intel had a roadmap where this was supposed to be their 18A processor, the first Angstrom generation, and they got 4 tiles in it: a compute tile, controller tile, a base tile, and a filler tile. And only the base tile, the passive interposer, is made by Intel. The rest of it's made by TSMC. So as far as I can tell,
which is different from Meteor Lake.
Yeah, Meteor Lake was they had the compute tile, which was made on Intel 4 at Intel. And so this is the first time I think that this chip has been made by TSMC entirely. So I was just like, Mr. Gelsinger, you've made a lot of noise about the strength of Intel's foundries. It's about 5 process nodes in 4 years. You've taken billions of dollars from the U.S. government. So why are you making it at TSMC? And he gave me.
And he said, "Get that man security."
Yeah. I mean, he gave me an answer that said basically that they had the right process technology at the right time. Which, you think about it, really, Intel's going on 16 cylinders. They should have had probably something. So, but I was just like, at that point in time, I kind of thought, honestly, you got to hand it over to CNN or the Washington Post at that point in time, because I was just like, hey, man, you took a lot of taxpayer money, and I'm really curious as to why you couldn't actually manage to manufacture it at American fabs. So, Intel-owned fabs.
Yeah. Jared from Jared's Tech's in the chat. What's up, Jared?
Hey, Jared, what's
and
up,
he said
mate?
the sticker needs to be changed to TSMC inside.
I know, right? Exactly. Yeah. No, he's absolutely. Yeah, I know, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really good at being witty with that stuff.
It's a credit to Intel in that they can have a process technology that can be made in another fab, and I would have spun it that way. But it was a little bit surprising.
A lot of chip news. I mean, and definitely go read the coverage. Like Mark's just been writing like a madman. I don't know how he does it.
He's the beast.
Covering all that stuff. He is
the beast.
But one of the things I want to talk to Alex about is mods, because we get a chance to walk around, and part of the experience is a lot of these vendors will show off case mods. And kind of different stuff.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the?
Well, just from a layman's point of view, a lot of them are kind of the same.
From the case mods. No, the mods, like the crazy ones.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So what did we see? We saw a shark. We saw
the Cooler Master one. Yeah.
That's not a mod though. That's a case they sell.
They do sell that one.
They do sell.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I knew they sold the shoe.
I was just gonna say in the shoe.
Yeah,
I didn't think they sold the shark. Okay.
And then lots of anime characters, right? That's because kind of like the major thing that we saw was anime characters everywhere.
We are in Taiwan.
Right. Yeah.
And we did have fun playing with gacha machines the other day.
True.
Gotcha machines.
Fair enough.
Yeah, actually, we saw one that looked like an old-timey like steampunk kind of warm analog like tape deck kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know that one was one of my personal.
So I got a question for you, Adam. Since you've been here, and I know you're into the capsule machines.
Oh God.
I've
Adam's
witnessed this
really
firsthand.
into capsule
I have
machines.
witnessed this firsthand.
What's your
Invested in a
favorite
lot of money
capsule
in them,
so
too.
far?
My favorite capsule so far is one that. I actually been here for almost 2 weeks now. My wife and I came out early to do some vacationing, and we hit the capsule machines with her, and I've been nonstop continuing. And we saw a capsule machine that dispensed capsule machines.
Whoa!
Oh,
Inception.
Capsule
And
Inception.
it literally has a little
Yeah.
capsule that you put
Right.
in, and you twist the thing, and it comes
There you
out,
go.
and you open up the capsule.
Whoa.
But ever since, and we got it, I was like, oh, that was cute. And then we moved on. And then when we got home, like every day when we get home, my wife and I would lay out all the capsules on the bed and go through them and stuff like that. And we were like, why didn't we get more of these? Because you can like actually attach them together to make it look, because they always come in like bundles, you know what I mean? Like groups of capsule machines. And I was like, ever since then, I've been looking for that one again. And I was just like, oh, I don't remember where it was.
Oh,
so
no.
yeah,
If
that
you
is
have
by
kids,
far
you're thinking right now,
my favorite
choking
capsule
hazard.
machine is.
I was looking for all the little cat ones.
Oh,
Because we want to
dude,
give them
cat
out
ones
as
are
gifts
everywhere.
to our
There are
friends.
kitties
'cause
everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you know what? Okay, here, this is what I need. The Christian, the big boss, is gone. I got a business idea. We get a PC World capsule machine.
Yep.
And we
Oh.
put thermal paste, a CPU maybe.
Yeah, that's cool.
You know,
I mean,
that.
King 95 Ultra.
can you commit to this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, where do I sign?
Little Coke fibers. You know,
Right.
you just, all the fun
that-
stuff.
Coke 5 is legit. After eating all the awesome food, sometimes you just need a Coke 5 up.
Smooth everything out.
Yeah, smooth.
Stay regular. Coke, if you want to sponsor this, please reach out.
Ladies
We've already
and
got
gents,
Mr. Brown.
I need to sub out.
All right.
Okay.
I have to leave because I have a meeting with NVIDIA.
Oh, good luck.
Very
They're
nice.
going to show me some new
just
stuff.
tell Jensen
So
you're
you're
on.
getting the Blackwell reveal? What is
Yeah,
that?
I'm getting it.
God.
It's on a really rickety data center trolley. And it's going to make a squeaking sound as I push
Actually,
it.
you know what? I did touch Blackwell.
Which
The Blackwell
version?
chip. Yeah.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah, not a consumer Blackwell, but I did touch. I put a photo on Discord of the chip. So
that is
we
exciting.
did see them.
Thank
but
you for having me.
Hey, Nick.
This has been a long time coming.
It has
Yeah.
been a long time coming. We'll
Yeah.
got to get you on again when it's not just happy fun time. Maybe we'll remote you in.
Yeah.
I know
Come to
you're
San
in
Francisco.
Australia. Or
Yeah,
yes,
you
I have
we're
to
coming
come
to
out.
San Francisco.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're working on something at the moment. So
Working on
maybe we'll see you
something.
very soon.
Oh, look forward to it. And the King 95 Ultra
September
Gear
30.
Seekers edition.
September 30.
Wait. You have a date now?
September
You didn't
30.
have a date yesterday.
I did.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, I didn't think.
Wasn't
you
listening.
did. Oh, sorry. I don't remember.
Classic.
Maybe we didn't.
Never listening.
Oh no, it's the pricing.
The pricing we don't know yet.
Right.
Because it's got an aluminium front piece.
Why are you hiding this from us? You're hiding
I
something.
don't know what it is.
I'll ask.
That's how much it is.
Oh, Nick just.
I know, and that's why you didn't want to say that.
yeah.
Okay, because it's so exciting.
Yeah.
It's like $9,000 or something.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Maybe sell one to Jensen at your meeting.
Yeah.
There
I'll put
you
a
go.
Blackwell GPU in it while I'm
Hey, there we go. Anyway,
All right.
thank you. Where can people
Peace.
find you on the internet?
YouTube.com/Gear Seekers and Gear Seekers everywhere.
Gear
That's
Seekers.
where I am.
Check it out, folks.
GEAR.
Yep.
No space.
No space.
SEEKERS.
Actually, no. Space with the YouTube name, but no space everywhere else.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's confusing. Maybe we should change it.
you should change it.
We'd lose our verification tick if I changed
Yeah,
it.
well, a
Google
lot
it.
of people don't realize
Google it.
PC World has
Google
no
it.
space between the PC and the world
Yeah,
that we
that's right.
used to.
We used
in
to.
in the print days.
Yeah.
They had a space. No space.
PC Space World is the
Because
new
you had to put a
store.
www in front of it, right?
It's the
Right.
new
I don't know.
economy, no space.
Listen,
Right.
we have designers.
We'll have to ask
They
the
figure
boss
it out.
that
We had to
one.
cut them out.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Rent in
laid it off.
Rent in San Francisco is expensive. Quite. Anyway,
Thank
you
you.
so much for hanging out, Nick.
Who can we
Thanks for
sub
being here,
in?
Nick.
I appreciate you.
Probably
Maybe
some
somebody
random
else
person.
swing by.
There'll be somebody
Yeah,
walking
yeah.
by.
You can just put it down.
I got to say, the new Acertech stuff.
Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
you should chat to them about it. The Fabricate Lab stuff. That stuff
Ooh,
is
good call. Actually, yeah.
really
No,
cool.
Ian and I did a video last year
Yeah.
with the Fabricate, the new water block design stuff. Yeah,
Sub them
maybe
in.
I'll
Yeah,
sub
you
it in.
should.
Anyway, thank
Drop
you.
the mic.
Nick,
We
drop
know
the
what I'm
mic.
talking
Boom. No, don't.
Thank you.
And then he's out. Peace. Thank
Right.
you. All right, let's scoot back in here and regroup ourselves. So we've talked about chip news. We've talked about AI.
We've talked a little bit about chip news. I mean, we didn't talk about the 5000 stuff. We still have a continuation of the AM4, which apparently will just keep on going and going and going.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, Willis has got something.
Yeah,
What's
did
up,
you go
Willis?
through super chats yet?
What?
Did you go through super chats yet? Sorry, I didn't.
No.
So-
do we have some, please?
Yeah, we do. So first of all, we got a friend of the show, Coffee.
Hey,
Gave
Coffee.
us $6.99 Canadian dollars. Thank you so much.
Nice. Always
Thanks.
appreciate it.
My Sphinx was smoldering. I woke up with notifications on my phone, and the full nerd was going live from Taiwan. So thank
Live
you so
from
much.
Taiwan.
Thank you for the super chat.
Yeah. Glad you could join us.
how much
yeah.
is that in new Taiwan
smoldering
dollars?
over.
Yes. Thank you. Any more super chats? No. Okay. Yeah, chip news. Yeah,
Yep.
that was actually my lead question to Donnie at AMD. I was
Yeah.
like, really?
So-
AM4?
So apparently,
Still.
I'm not sure if this is what we knew, but apparently they're going to continue AM4 as long as DDR4 continues. So DDR4 is a gating factor.
Which,
Yeah.
he had mentioned that at CES too,
Yeah,
and I talked to him. He was like, hey,
think
listen,
so, yeah.
it still makes sense.
I know. I think that was new. I think
DDR4
it
is
was
still
old news.
in the
Right.
channel. You know,
Right.
prices of DDR5, like, it's still not quite matched DDR4 yet, but
Right.
it's getting there. And at
Yeah,
some point,
exactly.
At some point when it doesn't make sense.
If it
But
fades out.
he did say in the interview that I did, I made the joke. I was like, maybe we'll come back at next CES and talk about the same exact subject. And he
I
said,
think we're
I
going
would
to.
be surprised
Yeah.
if we have any more AM4 chips.
He would be surprised if he had any more.
Yep, that's what he said.
Well, the socket might be still there. I mean, there might be.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
AM4, but like
yeah,
new chip
I don't-
releases
yeah,
on
exactly.
AM4 platform.
Yeah, I would
you know?
expect at some point they're going to fizzle out.
I mean, at some
Yeah.
point they got to stop. But hey, go.
I mean, AM5 is just going to go on forever.
Which,
plus,
so they just announced that.
Exactly.
Officially 2 more years support in AM5 socket.
Yep.
So through 2027. It was 2025, which
Yeah.
is obviously next year.
Right.
But they said, hey, not 1, but 2 years.
Yep.
Push it out.
Yep.
Uh,
I mean, we got to take a look at Lunar Lake socket or Arrow Lake socket, right? Because didn't we do?
Well, no, it
Well,
wasn't.
kind of,
it was official
kind of
next
stickered
gen.
over,
yeah.
right?
No,
Yeah.
we saw the socket. They have like stickers over the numbering. I mean, it's
Right.
Arrow Lake. It's 18 LGA
Yeah.
1851. you
Well,
know.
that's the other thing too.
I didn't count them.
So normally this would be a motherboard show, and we really aren't. This isn't quite a motherboard show because we don't really have new desktop processors, new chips to talk about, except from AMD.
Well, they
Yeah.
do have, so the AMD boards they are showing off are, numbering X870E,
Yep, that's it.
X870. So
Yep.
nothing from the B series. So,
Right.
but like not a ton of companies are even showing that off.
No, I didn't see too many either. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, but also, hey, older generation X670E, X670, B650, like we'll still have drop-in support and updates, and
I mean, we'll talk about this maybe with some other people that drop by, but I mean, this really felt like a traditional Computex fans, power supplies, cases. I mean, it just seemed like if I wanted to see something in a booth, they were pointing me towards RGB spinning fans, right?
course,
The
of
cases,
well, I
Yeah.
mean, like some people have said, like, this is just kind of boring, but it's fun. There's always new innovations. I mean, we have been taking meetings, and sure, there's
Right.
nothing that I'm like, oh my God, I cannot wait to tell people about this, in cases or fans or something like that. Like, but still, I mean, there's good stuff coming. I mean, everybody knows I love Fractal. Like, I
Right.
just love their aesthetic.
very
They have
pretty.
the new Fractal Mood. So it's like a tall cylindrical
Yeah, everyone
case
with
with
a HEPA air purifier.
It kind of did,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that's what it
Actually, it
reminded
made me think of the smart home speaker. I think that IKEA sells.
Maybe
That's
that's-
something
yeah,
that's
right.
kind of fabric wrapped
Right.
like that.
It looked like IKEA. What do you
Right.
know?
Hey, that
wow.
Swedish
Yeah,
design.
that's surprising. Yeah.
That's
Right.
kind of their aesthetic.
Right.
Yeah. So actually, like of the Fractal stuff, that was the thing that was the standout for me.
Yeah,
so
I mean,
I love cases.
New chair.
New chair, new
Yeah,
headset.
new chair.
Yeah, which
And
I
new
thought,
headphones.
I thought it was comfortable, but as I kind of left, I was just like, it needs a little bit more padding in the arms. It doesn't. I mean, it needs to be. I mean, I don't really think of gaming chairs as gaming chairs. I think of chairs as like I'm going to be sitting in them all day, and I've had my office chair for 15 years now, and the
Yeah.
only thing that's really wearing out is the armrests, and so I just want to see like some cushy armrests because I don't want to be holding my arms up and typing. It's not ergonomic. I want to be having my arms down here typing, and I was just like, maybe I'm overthinking it, but I was just like, if you want to do better on the second iteration.
But do you guys think they did anything in the chair space? Like,
I mean,
that chair
do
was.
we review chairs on PC World?
Nah, we don't. We
Yeah.
We thought about it. It's just too bulky. I mean,
Yeah.
how many chairs can you put in your home office?
Oh
You
God,
know?
I would not want to be the person to review chairs
Right.
and get all those boxes in, A/B testing.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing; it's a
Right.
crowded market. I mean, I do love Fractal and their design aesthetic, but you have to really like think about it, and it's so aesthetically has to
Right.
be tied to. Hey,
Yeah.
what do you think of this?
I think the outer model is really good and looks fantastic.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, go ahead and get a photo. It's not ours; it's
Not ours,
Asus's. So yeah. Actually, you know what? We have
Should we?
Yeah, Trisha Hirschberger. Why don't you? Yeah, we got all these people. Why don't you hand her a microphone?
There you go.
Hi, I was just totally peeping on your stream. I
Hey.
hope that's okay.
Well, thanks for stopping by. If people don't know, actually, we worked together. E3 2016?
Many moons
2015?
ago. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. But I fondly remember those days.
It was a good time. I love seeing these shows. So what are you doing here at Computex?
I got to host a 2-day, very long live stream called The Spark.
Oh.
From here on Computex floor.
2 days.
So we did
Nice.
7 hours day 1 and 6.5 hours day 2.
Boy,
wow.
And for
Easy.
parts of it, thank goodness, I was joined by Pedro from PCMR.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, we love.
Which is
Actually,
great.
oh, there he is.
Oh, he's right there.
Oh,
Hey,
crap.
Hey, Pedro.
Speak of
He's
the
my
devil.
buddy. He's busy working.
Yeah,
he's busy working.
He's doing actual work here.
But I thought I was going to have to do both days all by myself. So when he came by and was like, hey, I know I'm
Oh.
helping you with the PC speed building portion of the stream, but if you want someone with you for other parts, I was like, oh.
It's very nice of
yes,
Pedro. He is
please.
the ambassador of the PC.
I know.
Through and through, so that's awesome. Were you doing it with anybody at any booths? Like
yes,
whose
so
booths?
the Spark was Cooler Master's live stream.
Cooler Master.
This
right,
year.
right,
So
cool.
I'm very, very well versed in everything at that booth.
Wow.
If you have not
Yeah.
been over there.
Wait, so what's Cooler Master's AI strategy, Trisha?
Oh my goodness. Well, they had their own theme this year. So even though overall Computex theme is connecting AI,
Right.
no, Cooler Master had their own theme this year. Cooler Master 1.
Oh.
So it was basically letting everyone know about the B2B side and how that influences the
Oh,
consumer
yeah.
products.
Which, hey, a lot of people don't realize there's a lot of serious B2B stuff
Yeah,
that happens
right.
at Computex.
Yeah.
Yep.
We cover mostly consumer, but there is a lot of actual
A whole
business
50%
happening.
That's where the
of it.
money
I've
is.
seen
The
more
easy money.
data
Yep.
centers
Yeah,
here
exactly
than
right.
ever
Yeah,
before
yeah.
in my life.
There's
I
a
think.
lot.
And they are quite large.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially
So
to
are the
me,
coolers.
I'm 5'0", so everything's big to me. But those data centers, especially.
Well, yeah. Well, and now the music is kicked up very loud.
Look out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I will say over at Cooler Master, they do have some new backside connector cases.
They do,
What do you
yeah.
think of this whole backside connector trend?
You see my happy face? I'm
okay.
way into it. I'm way into it. The first time I saw the whole Asus BTF system in person was at CES last year, and MSI and Gigabyte getting in on the action. But they can't call it BTF. It's back connector motherboards, right?
Yeah,
From,
well,
from
no,
that side.
Project Zero for MSI and Gigabyte.
Okay.
Gigabyte does have a name, but I don't remember
That's
the exact
okay.
name. Yeah.
That's all right. Anyway, I'm very excited for all of it. My least favorite part of building PCs is cable routing and management. So, if we can all cut our fingers a little bit less next time we assemble a PC, I think that would be
it
great.
It seems like a trend that should take over overnight because it makes so much sense.
Yes,
right?
and did you know that started from a modding relationship?
Oh yeah,
Oh.
with Main Gear. Yeah, with
It was Asus and I'm gonna forget it now. But there's a content creator, DIY Ape.
Oh.
It was DIY Ape, and
wow.
Asus did a content creation thing, and that's how it came to be. And then kind of everyone in the industry was like,
Why not, right?
"This makes a lot of
Yeah,
sense.
right.
Maybe we should do this more."
Actually, yeah, most of the case vendors we were meeting with too, have fully, options
Yes.
for the backside connector
Well,
stuff.
because
So.
you need the special case for it, right?
Right.
You can't just get the motherboard and hope for the best. You need
Right.
the clearance.
But at least, you can still put a normal ATX board in a case that supports that, just in
You
case
could.
you want to.
Yeah, it's just
so.
it's just a little thicker, so you need that desktop real estate. But
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like the trend still is moving towards dual chamber cases too, which helps that extra.
I
space
just
in the back.
upgraded to the Height Y70 Touch
Oh yes.
case,
Fancy.
and I almost had to buy a new desk.
Oh.
I can't pick it up by myself.
Oh.
It was on the floor doing assembly, all good, and then I was like, wait a second.
You actually have to lift this now. Wow.
I needed an assist to put it on the desk. It did fit on the desk, but just barely.
Hyde makes good stuff. So, what do you think is your favorite thing that you saw at the show?
Good question.
Putting you on the spot here. It's obviously AI, but after that.
Yeah.
Oh no, the second is
I
data
don't know if you
center.
know, but they're putting AI inside the computers
no,
now.
no,
There's
in the
AI
computer
in
now.
There's AI
Yeah.
in this microphone. There's AI
Yeah.
in everything, is what we've learned. Wow. You know what actually I saw that was really cool that I hadn't had a chance to see before?
What?
Frameworks laptops. They're modular
Oh,
laptops.
yes.
Mhm. Yeah, it's nice,
That
isn't
was
it?
really neat to
Yeah.
see in person.
Yeah,
I'd
really
read
cool.
about it, but just seeing and then this bezel pops off and you can swap that off to be whatever you want. And hey, you want a 2.8K display? Let's put that in here.
Right.
And do you need a different port today? Because I've got this handful of different ports we could
Exactly.
just
Well, they have new
swap in.
colorways now too
Yeah.
on the
Yes.
port selection, which I
Modularity.
like.
Modularity is a good thing.
And I'm all about that. I am
Yep.
someone that wants to be treated like an adult. If I'm going to pay big kid prices for my tech, I
That's right.
would like to be treated like an adult.
right.
So if I get in there and break it, that's on me. But also if something is broken and I can get in there and fix it
Yep.
for an affordable, quick.
Yeah, they're kind of the only ones doing that now, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I
Which
just
is another odd thing too, actually. Yeah. I mean, why hasn't anyone else picked it
Why-
up?
you would
It's
think.
like a smart thing to do.
because no one else trusts their consumers. That's my hot take.
Oh,
I got to talk
fair.
to Framework CEO Narav.
Hmm.
He was great. But I just said, thank you so much for trusting everybody out there that wants to get these laptops. Because, the opposite mentality of that is, no, we won't bother you with the tech in your tech.
Don't
Don't
about
worry
it.
about that. Just
The
give
AI's
it-
got it.
Just pay us for a very hefty warranty. Give it to us. We'll
Right.
give you a loaner. We'll ship yours out for like a month. It'll be fine.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
It's not fine.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
show
selling
you
you
a
an entire new thing is a great business,
It
right?
sure
Yeah,
is every
sure.
couple of years,
Right.
right?
Yep.
But
We're in
yeah.
the wrong business.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But no, I love the sustainability of it. I just love the DIY aspect of it. I feel like anytime a new gaming laptop comes out, the first question I get is, what's upgradable in it?
Yeah.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's DIY,
and-
but it's simple DIY.
Yeah. And the
Right.
answer
Yeah.
is storage.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Maybe RAM.
storage and memory.
Yeah.
If you're
Maybe
lucky.
your Wi-Fi, your NIC, you know.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't know who upgrades those.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for stopping by. I know you're on your day off. Where can people find you on the internet?
Oh my goodness. That girl Trish with no I in the girl. Pretty much everywhere. I stream a lot on Twitch, and if you are shopping on Amazon and a video randomly pops up with a chick talking about tech, that would be me.
Oh.
Wow.
So you
Nice.
know, I'll see
Well,
you there
now
sometimes too.
you know.
Now you know who it
it's,
is.
It's Trisha.
It's
Thank
me.
you for
Well,
stopping by, Trisha.
Have fun, guys. The stream is
Yeah.
awesome.
Hey, we're just here having a good time,
Yep.
so I appreciate
That's
it.
what we do.
Thank
Huzzah.
you.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming by.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
happy
And we'll-
Computex.
I'm sure we'll see you at the
You.
next show.
Yes.
So,
Bye,
nice.
guys.
If you want to hand the mic, yeah. Good luck. Good
Bye.
luck. Yeah, AI everywhere. Obviously, everyone's excited.
Well, to get back to more important stuff, do you guys have a favorite food you've had in Taipei so far?
Okay. This is where I get the endorsement, right? Okay. So I've been up. So Taipei 101 is the tallest building in Taipei. It used to be the tallest in the world. Now it's second to the Burj Khalifa. It's got offices up and down it. I went up the first day because I thought, I hadn't been up the Taipei 101 for a while. So I went up to the top, looked at the glassing area. Went up to the sort of the tippy top, and there's kind of it used to be nets, I think, but now it's spikes.
Oh, that's.
Anyways, I thought that's going to be the only time I go up to Taipei 101. So to their credit, I guess we'd name it. I mean, so one of the things that it does happen here is that vendors do occasionally sponsor meals, right? So I ate in what's called A Joy, and A Joy is somewhere
like a joy.
A space Joy, right?
Okay.
Like, and it's like on I don't know it's somewhere up. They're all like in the 80x floors. God tier buffet. I mean, it is the best you'll ever have. I don't know how to compare it to anything, but I'm just going to say several words. All you can eat Wagyu, and this was not fake Wagyu. I mean, I'm pretty sure that this. I mean, I think I have a picture of it. It was Japanese Wagyu. You got a couple of strips, but I've never had it before. Melt in your mouth. I mean, we're like crab legs. Who needs crab legs when you're gonna have Wagyu?
Super cow.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so it was all you can eat. How much did you eat?
I ate a lot. I ate a lot. I mean,
When is the next time you're going to get a
I don't
chance
know.
for that?
I
And
mean,
for
I was
some
just
reason,
like,
when
yeah.
you left the building, your pockets were
I know,
bulging. You're
right?
like,
Exactly, yeah.
Just bring
Yeah.
all the Wagyu, put it
Yeah.
in all the pockets.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is, this is separate, but I mean, you can't bring meat into Taiwan because they have real concerns about swine flu. So
Yeah.
I don't know if I could actually smuggle meat out.
No, I think it's okay
That
to
would
take
probably
meat
be-
away.
Oh, is it really?
No, I don't know. I'm
Anyways.
just kidding. No.
Yeah. So you can talk about anything you want. It won't be that.
Yeah, well, I went for the opposite journey, I guess. So when I first came to Taiwan, everyone told me, you gotta try stinky tofu. You gotta try stinky tofu. It's so good. It smells bad, but it's so good. I tried it. Don't love it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Now Willis is getting on the mic.
Why?
Look out.
Why?
Now we're talking
Why?
food. We have a
Yeah,
contributor.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
I'll grade
Yeah.
the full stomach.
Just
Yeah.
come
on,
on,
Willis.
according to evangelical
Just come right
Fox.
in.
Yeah. Why, Adam?
It's not a fan of stinky tofu.
So
We're not
what
gonna
does
get
it
here.
smell like? I mean, is it,
Oh, no.
I mean,
we're
the
not
stink
gonna
is
get
what? I mean, what does it smell like?
Human feces,
Really?
to me.
Really?
Yes.
I can't argue
It's
with
just
that.
pungent.
You got it too?
No, I smelled it.
Oh.
I just smelled it. Didn't have to eat it. I
Really?
just smelled it.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say for our listeners and viewers, it's just fermented tofu. It's just like if you like kimchi, anything fermented, hey, it's awesome.
Apparently, it's a little bit worse
Except for
than that.
kimchi
Oh.
does not smell like feces.
But you try something else, Adam, at a
Yeah,
night market.
Yeah. We're moving away from stinky tofu.
Oh, okay.
and
What did you
moving
try?
into, I was like, hey, listen, other than stinky tofu, the other thing that everyone's like, oh, you got to try this. It smells so bad, was durian. And
Oh.
I've been on a mission to say, hey, I want to try fresh durian because you
Oh,
can
yeah.
get like ice cream durian
Yep.
or like frozen durian
Right.
in spots of San Francisco. But I was like, no, I got to try it fresh. So it was, I think, maybe I can't remember how many night markets that I'd been to, but I finally saw one, and I was like, oh, they have fresh durian. But I was like, nope, I got to wait because Willis wasn't there. I was still on vacation
Thank
with my
you
wife.
for waiting.
I had to wait. So then we went to another night market, and I was like, all right, here we go. We actually filmed it, so it'll probably be on the BTS. Not as bad as Stinky Tofu. It was just like it had almost like a more creamier pineapple kind of texture, so still kind of stringy a little bit. Like the taste was like it's just kind of fruity, and I mean it had a pungent I didn't love it, but I didn't think it was that bad. Probably because I compared it to Stinky Tofu.
Yeah.
And like, oh, okay.
Or you've had it before at an ice cream or something of that sort, so it's familiar.
I don't think I've ever had it
Oh,
before,
really?
even in anything.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm glad I got to try that. That was next on my bucket list. I haven't thought about what we should do next, but I got to try something. Oh, I've already tried blood pudding.
Oh yeah,
all
blood
that
pudding.
kind of stuff.
Was that also your first time?
What?
Blood pudding also your first time?
No, that was my first.
Okay.
Well, the first time with that kind of version of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about haggis?
I've
had haggis.
I don't know. Have
haggis
I had
is
it?
good. Haggis is good. I've had
Yeah, I
that.
don't. It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Lungs.
Pretty much.
I mean, hey, listen, I'll try almost anything once. So yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. So what was your favorite
well,
food?
For me, it was the truffle dumplings.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, we went to
mean-
Din Tai
Yeah,
Fung
that was good.
out with we had a dinner with a brand new company called Trikes. They're trying to make a splash here in the case and component scene. They took us to Din Tai Fung, and you had some truffle.
Yeah, truffle dumplings.
Truffle soup dumplings.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we need to start putting truffle in more stuff, America. Can we please can we do that? Truffle dumplings literally changed my life.
Really good. But you also had some street corn.
Oh, the street corn.
Yeah.
Street corn
How
was it was almost barbecued. I want to say. Like,
Dude,
how were they?
It was this
they were
complex.
braising it?
There was it was like the actual booth. I'm going to gesture with one hand. Was big, and they had these openings that they would put the corn into for certain amounts of time, and he would take it out and put it in different ones, which I assume are maybe different temperatures.
Yeah.
But it was a long process.
Yeah.
You had to wait a while for the street corn, and he
Long
was just
time.
like roasting it in these different holes
Yeah.
and pulling it out.
And I asked for them to do it spicy, and normally I just get white people spicy when I ask for that, but they gave me real spicy, and it was delicious, absolutely delicious, loved it.
Yeah. No, I was a little, not the spiciness, but I was a little jealous of the street corn because that
corn was good,
That
yeah.
was made with love.
Yep.
That was also the hottest day of our trip. It was
True.
we went to a night market, and
Right.
that day it had been 92,
90s,
and
yeah.
the humidity was 2,000%. I was almost passing out. It was.
But we've got good weather. I mean,
But
most
yeah,
of the
since
time-
then-
most of the time it's been
Yeah,
nice.
that was good.
Since then, that's been
Yeah.
not
70s,
not too
80s.
bad.
Yep.
Yeah, but still that humidity, it just. I feel like everything just sticks, and I don't like
Since
that.
we're talking about Taiwan experiences right now, I would recommend if you do come over here, get yourself to a Taiwan baseball game if you're in the mood for one. It is, you probably saw, if you're a baseball fan, you probably saw the World Baseball Classic, so you saw the Asian games, cheerleaders, chants. I mean, you can see, you can watch Japanese baseball, and Taiwan baseball is sort of the same thing, but it was it's fun. And the one thing that I thought about when I was here was the fact that I thought cheerleaders were there for like men if you get tired of the game, but no, this was a girl thing. The girls were there, they were dressed in the uniforms, they had choreo, they knew the choreo, there's chants, and I still have the Dragons. It's the Dragons had a song called "Keep on Fighting," and it was in English. So it was stuck in my head now for the last 5 days.
Sing it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't sing it, but it's the chorus is
okay,
keep on fighting. And that was
Nice.
Yeah. They actually, well, the thing is, and they always play trans. They score, they scored 7 runs in the second. Anyways, most people aren't necessarily into sports ball. I played through college. I love baseball, so. Anyways, if you can have a chance, go see it.
There you go, baseball.
Back to Nerd Talk.
To quickly come back to some actual PC topics.
Right.
I gotta say, we cut a video on this. We haven't put it up yet.
Yeah.
But one of the micro trends that I've seen on the show floor here concerning motherboards is CAM2 memory
right, you're
modules
talking about that.
on actual desktop motherboards. Which, if you can hold the microphone for a second.
Oh, yeah.
Gotcha.
Is it show and tell time?
Yeah, let's talk
yes,
about
it
that.
is. Whoa, look at that.
You gotta
Oh, and it's
probably
spinning
bring it
too.
to right where your phone is. Oh no, you're on. Yeah, you're good. You can point to it. There you
For
go.
audio listeners, I just turned around this this system that's been sitting next to me here. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. So this is an.
You're gonna have to show it.
I don't remember the actual name of the motherboard, but it is just a reference design. And right here, you can see these are not typical DIMM.2 slots. We have a CAM2 module, which stands for compression attached memory module. So I guess you can't say CAM module because it's like saying ATM machine.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, it's a CAM thing.
So what's the selling point of CAM2 then?
I don't want to spoil the video because the idea of the video is that hey, we saw a reference or a concept design here at ASUS, one at MSI, and then one at ASRock. And I went through and talked to the PM for each one, and they actually gave me a different answer each time. And it kind of boils down to like 4 categories, which I get into in my video. But
Right.
I mean, at first blush, a lot of people might be like, "What? This is meant for laptops. This is meant for thin and light systems. But you can get a performance benefit." And it is smaller, so maybe it makes sense on the desktop.
Is it a trend, or are they trying it out?
That's hard. I don't know. Once again, it depended on the company I talked to. Some
Right.
company were like, "Hey, yeah, we're just experimenting with it," and a couple other companies are like, "Oh no, this is where it's going because this is the way to get the fastest speeds possible." Like, which I will say, Asus when I was talking with the PM here, they were like, "Hey, listen." If we're talking about like actually the fastest speeds, the lowest latency, the lowest number of traces, you're talking about embedding memory on a motherboard, right? But that's kind of a bridge too far for most people, I would say. Like I think if somebody actually came out with that, there'd be a little blood in the water. Even though hey, there is a performance benefit, but this might be a good in between.
Well, what about on-package memory? Would that be an alternative solution?
Oh yeah, no,
I mean,
actually that is the other thing,
Yeah,
right?
that's the two,
the promise
two
of
sides
Lunar
the coin.
Lake.
Two sides of the coin, right? Because
Yeah.
mobile. The argument is, so Robert Halleck, we did an interview with Dan Rogers and Robert Halleck, and Robert Halleck's like, for the 2 people on Reddit who actually upgrade their notebook memory, he's like, those people can be upset. But, and that was one of the questions I asked him. Like, when you putting on package memory on Lunar Lake is a first for Intel. I mean, Apple's done that for a couple of generations now. And the argument, of course, is that, LPDDR, you need to have it close to the CPU, and that's what this does from sort of an upgradable standpoint. But otherwise, you kind of have to solder it on. And Intel just decided to go another way and just put it actually on the package, which allows them, I think, future headroom and so forth. But
at the expense of
upgradability.
Yeah.
You only get a certain amount of configurations, 16 and 32, which actually doesn't sound that bad because I was worried originally going to do 8 and 16, which does sound bad. But 16 and 32 at least gets you in the neighborhood of upper echelon, maybe content creation. We're seeing the 64 gigs in some content creation machines. But
because right now Lunar Lake is more aimed at like thin and light.
It is
and
definitely
portable,
thin and light, so that makes sense too.
Not the thick gaming laptops.
You get a nice smaller. You get, like they said, some weird. I think it was like 250 square millimeters, which basically factors in like the module space and so forth. The idea is though you're saving space, you're saving power. But yeah, I mean you don't get that upgradability. And it sounds. The weird thing is that it's not quite clear in my mind whether this is like a one-off or if this is sort of a trend, because they're talking about Panther Lake, the next generation part, going back to more traditional memory configurations, and I'm not entirely certain if that just means more SKUs or if that means back to some sort of a socketed modular approach. So I don't know. It's an interesting little tweak that they're doing. Probably as interesting as the fact that they're getting rid of hyper-threading, which is the other aspect.
It was weird. I expected a lot of people to bring out the pitchforks. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of pitchforks of like, oh my goodness, they took out hyper-threading. But I also do think part of it is because this is for thin and light laptops.
Exactly, right.
If they come out swinging on desktops, then they're probably once again be blood in the water.
This is a productivity play. Thin and light laptops, as you mentioned. Arrow Lake's coming down the pipe. They do have that dual strategy where they've had the Core Ultra and they've had the Core HX, for lack of a better term. So they do have that battery life / AI versus performance play. So theoretically, my guess is that the performance aspect of it will be a little bit more of a traditional, separate CPU, separate memory, separate CPU. What we're used to in terms of current architecture, because I mean, hopefully, I mean, God knows why they'd want to change that. I mean, it's the way that we want to do it.
Yeah,
So.
well, you did ask Robert Halleck in your interview, great interview. Go watch it up on YouTube now.
Yep.
About this, and he kind of had a juicy quote about hyperthreading.
Which I totally forgot now because
Well,
I was absolutely paying attention to Robert, not actually
Yeah.
taking notes.
No, like you realize I can't remember exactly what he said, but you responded. You're like, so you would consider it dead? And he's like, yeah, nearly dead is kind of like
it's been
the
around
quote
for
he gave.
I mean, it's been around for 20 years, and it sounds like they have the logic. That that logic. I mean, they did the math. I mean, they did the homework, and you can't argue with that. I mean, it sounds like they were able to get better performance by getting rid of hyperthreading than by putting it on the board. And I mean, if that's the case, I mean, who am I to argue with that? I want better performance. I don't
We'll
really
see
care
if there's
how.
the performance, the efficiency, and they actually did show off a demo of a Meteor Lake system.
That was nice.
Running 3D Mark
Wildlife.
Wildlife
Yeah.
Versus a Lunar Lake system. Both were 1080p capped at 60.
Yep.
And the
Power consumption was-
the Lunar Lake system was almost half
It was. That's
power
right.
as Meteor Lake.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a nice step. I mean, I don't. For a while now, I haven't really cared about power consumption. It's not been a factor, but for whatever reason, in the past couple of years, it just seems like, looking at stupid things like my power bills, looking at, I don't want to get too much into the meta stuff, but climate change, blah blah blah. Performance does seem to be going up, but it gets to a point where clock speeds kind of tap out. There's a little bit more of an incremental performance as far as CPU and stuff is concerned. And so if they can make changes by lowering the power and increasing my battery life, all right. I mean, I don't necessarily need it from a gaming perspective, but we all have to deal with fans. It's going to be summer soon. It's now summer in parts of the world. You're sitting in your room, in your den. You've got that GPU cranked up. You've got that CPU cranked up. And, you notice it,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So,
well, especially like handheld gaming, it's like sitting there right in front of my face, blowing hot air. I will say
it blows the hot air in your face, not the opposite way. That's
well,
good.
I guess it depends.
No,
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
Well, usually I'm like I fall asleep and it like tips up and like hits me in the face. So I will say, surprisingly, I have seen a number of handhelds and
Yep.
only one of them is featuring Lunar Lake. It's the MSI Claw 8. No, MSI Claw AI 8.
AI.
8 AI.
Yeah.
The plus in there, I don't know.
Throw it all in
MSI
there.
had to throw the AI
Yeah,
in there,
yeah.
of course. But it's an 8-inch MSI Claw, at which they are showing it with Lunar Lake.
Nice.
Unfortunately, it's behind glass.
Everything is behind glass
Every
here.
Lunar
notice
Lake
that?
device is behind glass.
Which means
What?
Adam couldn't get to sniff it.
I could not sniff it.
Co-pilot PCs are behind glass. Lunar Lake stuff is. I mean, everything is behind glass. I mean, what the hell is that?
Yeah, I'm not
Leakers?
quite
I
sure.
don't know.
I know.
But
It's like we go back to like the HoloLens or something like that. So that's just
yeah.
BS.
So I didn't.
Yeah, can I say that?
I wasn't able to get my hands on it, but I mean, theoretically, Lunar Lake for handhelds,
Yeah.
is definitely something I'm excited about.
Are they squeezing it in, or does it make sense?
No.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it makes sense.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So I'm excited for it, but I literally could not even touch it.
Because this
so
has been an AMD thing for a long time. I mean,
yeah.
AMD
Well, the MSI Claw was the first one. Was Meteor Lake,
Right.
And obviously a lot of the teething pains with Meteor Lake
Yep.
affected the Claw, and they were kind of synonymous for handheld gaming for a little bit. And quite honestly, I mean, I even said in my testing and when I covered, it's like I didn't see like a compelling use case to go with the Intel option, like over the the plethora of other handheld options out there.
Right.
But maybe Lunar Lake can fix that. I will say I did see another handheld, which I actually, the very first appointment of the show floor,
That's
I rushed
right.
over to
That's right.
the Zotac Zone.
Yeah.
It's their
That got a lot of attention, by the way.
yeah,
I
no,
noticed
no,
that,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, Zotac is a name that we know as mini PCs, or for consumers, primarily mini PCs. So to them, they said, hey, compact small computing is built into our DNA, so it only makes sense to do a compact small computer with a screen and controllers on it. I mean, but they've never really done something quite like this. So,
Right.
like, I do think they have some learning lessons and some takeaway. But I'm glad that they're in this space. They have a couple small tweaks
Yep.
to the design that I found kind of like interesting and like, I mean. From a performance, though, it is a standard 8840U, the Radeon 780M. So, performance, as long as there's no like thermal problems in the device, is a known quantity. But I think they're bringing some interesting ideas to that.
I mean, you have to appreciate a company accepting the challenge of their own sort of mantra and saying, okay, we are a small form factor company. It's a natural extension of our products. That makes sense. Yeah.
Well, and one of my first questions, that's a lie. I don't know if it was the first one, but in my mind, it was the first one. It was like, hey, listen, like, it is a crowded market. Like that is one of the things a lot of people complain about. Like, you're going into a very crowded market, and as much as I love handheld gaming, it is a very still niche, small market. Is it worth it to do all that work? R&D, design, packaging, like manufacturing, all that stuff to get it out.
Right.
And they were like, yeah, like this is, and I asked this for a couple other companies too, and they were like, yeah, this is a growing market, and we 100% want to be there.
Battery life? What's the difference between Lunar Lake versus
Too early. Actually, and unfortunately, like one of the biggest things was the actual implementation for software overlays and things like that. Could not show anything. Too early.
So they're talking
might
about
as well
it.
have been under glass.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Right.
I mean, at least I got to feel the fit and finish of it, which is definitely important. So
It is. Yeah. The ergonomics matter. That's right.
Yeah. So Willis, you had something you wanted? Oh, okay. And then the third one, I actually shot a video of it today. It's not up yet.
Yep.
There was another handheld that I thought was interesting. It's the XPG Nia. So XPG, they're not known, or they're more known for their RAM and SSDs. Right. This one is the first one, if they come to market, to be the first one with Cam 2. So the story there is, hey, all these other handhelds on the market put on package memory.
Sure.
But because we're XPG and we can get it at, their prices, they find the benefit of having upgradable memory at the same cost as embedded memory. And I mean, and performance might be comparable. I mean, it's probably not going to be the same, but
So most handhelds are sealed, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Most standards are sealed.
So this is you can actually open it.
I mean, they don't have it in the like this is an early prototype.
Okay.
Like I actually had a lot of problems with the ergonomics and just kind of the device itself, but it's okay. It's an early prototype. They're taking feedback, of the design. So get at them. Hopefully they'll be listening, but they don't have them implemented. But what he told me they would like to do is underneath the kickstand flap is to have something you can screw, pop off, kind of like an old school laptop.
Sure,
you just pop it off,
sure.
swap out the memory module,
That's what you want.
and off to the races.
Yeah,
So
that's what you want. Yep.
So we have Elena in the chat.
Oh, Elena. Hello, Elena.
Good morning. Good evening. Yeah. So Elena says it made sense for Zotac to be in that space, especially they've been in the ultra small form factor space forever.
Definitely.
And it's kind of like the NUC Lite and slightly larger than NUC PCs.
Yeah, that's a
So
good point. Right.
It makes sense for them to be in that space.
Right.
Yep.
I did ask though, because they were the first consumer release with an AirJet in a mini PC. I did ask, hey, was that considered for this device? And they said, based off the chip that they're using, which is an 8840U based system, which can push up to, I think they said either 35 or 45 watts. I can't remember, but either way, like that's still more wattage than you can get out of AirJet in such a small package. And they also did say, the pricing was a consideration too, because a lot of these handhelds have really, really thin margins, is what I've heard. So
Elena makes a good point though, because NUCs for a while were sort of the sexy little small form factor PC, and Intel pulled out, sold it to ASUS, I think, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah.
Oh no, ASUS bought the NUC division from Intel.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
exactly. They sold it off, but that kind of disappeared really, and so the handheld PCs are sort of the new hotness in sort of small form factor. So it makes sense.
So we'll see. So the XPG one, it's still very early days. I mean, who knows? Maybe it won't even launch. But I mean, they seemed very excited about it, and locking into their ecosystem, and the fact that they already make storage and RAM. like that they felt that was a space to be into.
So where do you stand on handheld gaming? Have you ever used it?
My opinions are all Adam's opinions.
Because
So
Gordon
he
for a
loves
long time was like dead
Like,
set
no,
against it until he
hell
saw
no.
the Switch, and he got handheld religion.
I do
so.
have a Switch. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah,
it's fine.
so, all right.
Yeah, you got a Nintendo Switch. I remember when I had Willis borrow the Steam Deck. No, the Ally. You started with the Ally.
I started with the Ally, yes, that's correct.
Asus Ally.
Yeah. And now I'm loving the Steam Deck a little
Now
bit
you're on the
more.
Steam Deck, yeah.
Thanks to Adam, and all
Now,
the-
did you play on a handheld during the flight over?
I did a little bit.
Yeah?
I flew over with my wife, and she flew over. She flew back when Computech started, so
Right.
I'll be all alone on the flight back. So that's the only thing that's going to keep me company.
I
so.
see. So you had to pay attention to her on the flight over.
We're just
But
hanging out. You know what I mean?
So I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
it. You got it.
Of course.
3
Of
with
course.
you.
Okay. Yes.
Right.
Wow. You really had to out me here.
So which one? What's your go-to? What were you playing on the plane?
Well, so I brought 3 out because I wanted to compare and contrast to things here on the show
Wait, it
floor.
was for work. It was
Yeah.
for
It
work.
was for work.
Yeah, it's
for work.
But no, as of right now, my plane is for the Steam Deck. Like the efficiency, the battery life is
Yeah.
like definitely like the reason to do the Steam Deck. At home though, I'm mostly plugged into the wall and I'm on an Ally.
Did TSA
Yeah, so-
ask you some tough questions about, sir, why do you have three
Three.
very similar
Yeah, they're like,
devices in your
why
bag?"
are these handhelds strapped to your body? And I was like, don't worry about it. No, they did not.
Okay.
But then again, being on the video team, I'm used to carrying around a lot of gear and just
sure.
being like, all right, let's go through this.
Yeah.
I got a question. Do you guys
Yeah.
think? So I had a little issue taking the Steam Deck with me because it couldn't fit in my backpack because I had all these gears and whatnot.
Oh, yeah.
Because including the case and all that. Now,
Case is a little thicker.
Yeah. Do you guys think Valve might make a slightly smaller Steam Deck? You think they'll just instead of going bigger, they'll go smaller?
I mean, really where the size is for a bag is the extra grip. Like if you diminish the grip a little bit more like an ROG Ally, the device wouldn't be as thick. So really the question is, would they do one with like kind of a more compact feel? Who knows? Honestly, I like Valve is like setting the industry in this space. So maybe they do a Steam Deck Mini, maybe they do a Steam Deck Max, or maybe they just say like, here's the Steam Deck, come buy games in Steam, and we're happy.
With so many handhelds now being announced coming to market, do you feel like those sizable handhelds are going to go bigger, or it's going to fluctuate a little bit? Like some will just, because Cliff said something interesting that what was it, like 6 or 7 inch screen is actually the perfect size. And
We had an interview with Cliff Yun from MSI.
Yes.
I believe that's the last name, right?
Chung.
Clifford
Chung, from MSI.
And it hasn't been posted yet. Fortunately, Willis has had some problems with his laptop and editing videos, or maybe fortunately. Now it all comes together, and then it's like, the only guy who can edit here
can't
is
work
Alex.
after the night market again.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, I can't edit any videos. Just kidding. No. Yeah. So and I actually had the Ionero Air something. I can't remember, but which is the smaller one, and I believe it's like a 5.5 inch device. And that thing was small. I mean, I like the big devices anyway, but like that one was like, I was like, okay, well, that's too small. So,
Right. So what's your sweet spot for a screen?
Probably 8.
Yeah?
Like it depends. 8-inch screen, but it depends on the weight. Because that was one of my downsides to the Lenovo Legion Go, is that it was heavy and it wasn't distributed in an even way. That it just felt heavy and like in that form factor. Even worse on the Ionia Kun. But I do like a screen that big. I feel like 8 is a good spot.
Did you ask him about ARM?
Home?
ARM.
Oh, yeah. So actually, I have kind of poked around people around here and was like, hey, what does ARM versus x86 mean,
in handhelds?
In handhelds
Yeah.
and also in the desktop. I mean, the same question applies to the desktop. Qualcomm is very excited about ARM. Microsoft very excited about ARM.
They are.
A lot of people are excited about the efficiency and all that kind of stuff, but hey, we live in an x86 world, baby.
We do. Yep.
So I mean, it's TBD on how the new Snapdragon laptops, are going to fare. But if they come out and make a splash, then and a lot of this stuff gets figured out for handhelds. Yeah, right.
And it's compatibility and stuttering. I want to see how that plays out. But yeah. I mean, otherwise the power. That's the right equation for you. Yeah.
I mean, some people I don't put a lot of emphasis on handhelds on battery life. Because like I said, I'm mostly on the home, on the couch, and I just plug right into the wall.
Okay.
So it's just, for me, like, not a huge concern, but I understand a lot of people that is.
Absolutely.
That is like sometimes the number one concern they have. So ARM, could theoretically help out with that.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, one of the endorsements that I had for the validity of Snapdragon X Elite was the fact that a lot of OEMs signed up for it, and we had a lot of products announced from those OEMs, and so that was like, okay, these guys know what ARM's talking about. They've seen the silicon, they've seen the performance. If they believe in it, that's not a bad reason for me to believe it. But the fact that they're not necessarily talking about it in the handheld space leads me to believe that
has there been any?
There have no announcements for what I've seen, but I'm just wondering if anyone's if they've thought about it, if they were talking about it, if they were saying, hey, you should think about this a Snapdragon X Elite handheld PC in the near future.
I have poked around,
if you're not hearing those things, then I would say probably the odds are bad.
I mean, I think when we think about the problems that we could potentially have moving, like porting apps to ARM.
Yep.
Like gaming is one of those ones that you don't want to mess around. Like screwing up your gaming experience.
Yeah, right. You want a smooth, stable, good frame rate.
Yeah, so like and so I don't know. I feel like it's early days. I feel like it could get there. I think it's too early for these companies. And hey, listen, AMD corners that market, right? I mean, even so, the new Asus Ally X, right, continues with that same Z1 chipset.
Yep.
And I didn't see anyone be like, "Oh man, this sucks," because it's just like that's still a damn good chip, especially for handhelds. And this time they're going with a kind of a bigger design screen, all that kind of stuff. So I feel like we are in a good spot with AMD. Intel, I feel like they're close. But I still feel like we're a little bit out from ARM on handhelds.
Yep. Fair enough.
Is my opinion.
So you've walked the show floor.
I've run around it.
Yeah,
yes.
Right. We walked the show floor. So what do you think is like, if we had to sort of point to trends that we're seeing here, what sort of? I mean, we're talking about the evolution of the PC here. What are you seeing here? That sort of what's sort of next in the hardware that we should be looking at?
Why don't you go? Why not, Alex? What do you think?
You can say too.
You're the person new to this, so like maybe is it soaking in a different way?
I mean, what do you,
well,
what's,
like we were
what's
just talking
you?
about, like smaller, faster, and more efficient, right?
Sure.
I mean, that's where all chips are going. So, it's probably more to do with like manufacturing.
Okay.
Right? Like I don't know what the future is, but I know it's going to be towards whatever is cheapest and easiest to make.
Right.
Probably something like that.
And maybe I am just looking through the world through the lenses of small form factor, but I do feel like there is more small form factor talk, or at least size being a consideration. We have heard before that, hey, especially in Asian countries, like size can definitely be a limiting factor to how big your system is. Not everyone can be like Gordon and have all this space for this big tower.
Right,
So actually in other countries like Asia, they have always prioritized like smaller chassis. So I don't know, maybe it's part of that, but like I definitely have been excited by like seemingly more compact but still high performant cases. Just different ways to experience the PC.
One of the things that we saw at Gigabyte and elsewhere was, do you think there's more white entering the color scheme?
Oh yeah. Oh well, that's funny you say that, because I actually do have a Wi-Fi 7 router, not this one.
I mean,
but
moving away from
in front of
black.
us for audio listeners, we
Right.
have an Asus ROG. What was the model? Oh crap!
Something.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's the new
sorry,
one.
Asus. Look at this beautiful model. Insert name here.
Is it that?
And so it is that one.
Wi-Fi 7 monster?
Rapture series,
Rapture
Wi-Fi
series.
7 something.
Right.
Anyway, when talking to Asus, so I have a Wi-Fi 7 one, and it is black, and it is as big as this. But and doesn't always pair well with a house.
Crawl up your walls.
Yeah, it doesn't always pair well with
Yeah.
aesthetics in our house. And like actually, he was like, "Well, what do you think of this one?" I was like, "Well, other than the gamer motif, like I would like to see a ProArt one.
Yeah.
But other than that, I would much prefer a white one. I think my wife is in the chat.
Yep.
Lindsay, if you could say what do you think of this white router
Design expert.
versus the black one that's
Yeah.
in there?
Yeah.
I'd be curious because like aesthetics continue to mean more and more to these companies. White variations of
White's
everything.
clean. Right.
But
yeah.
we have talked about this with other manufacturers. Like we were at NZXT, for example, and NZXT is known for white. That's just their jam.
Yep.
Or white and black. It's kind of like that. But they are coming in more and more with black fans, black cases, black components, things like that. And we kept asking like, okay, well, what's the actual market share? And for some companies like NZXT, maybe it's not a good example, but you go to NZXT because you like white,
Right.
So maybe it's
Sure.
a little skewed like that.
Right.
But they said
Right.
even considering that, it's still favored towards black. The market still prefers black, but white
Black
is.
goes with everything.
I mean,
It
black
does.
goes with everything.
Yeah.
It's simple.
I kind of go both ways. I like white in certain contexts.
Yeah.
I like it honestly for mobile equipment because I can find it in my bag. I mean, that's the one thing I do. Desktop doesn't really matter to me. I will say that as far as one of the trends that I like to see here, and it's been going on for some time, is OLED. I mean, I love OLED. We've seen it in laptops. It's almost become prevalent in laptops. Not quite, but we've seen a lot more of that. Maybe not gaming, but we're seeing it. We saw a lot of walking around and seeing in some of the booths. We saw some of the monitor makers showing not just OLED, but high res. 2K, 4K OLED, high refresh rates. 165, 144. It's a kind of monitor that allows you to sort of work and then play. And that's. I mean, I've always loved OLED from just the visual aspect of it. And we went through that little phase where we had QLED and the micro displays, which I think was kind of a good transition. But for me, there was always that ghosting effect, which is noticeable in dark scenes. You're moving your mouse around and get that little halo effect and so forth. So OLED, essentially the infinite contrast. What the other interesting thing is, as far as OLED's concerned too, is that the people we talked to, a couple of people. I talked to one, and I've talked to a couple of other people too. Burn-in isn't as much of a concern, whereas the first generations were. And they I have an Asus laptop, and it has a screensaver, which is something you haven't seen in like really years. But with OLEDs, they were kind of necessary. But and I don't know. I don't want to say that the days of OLED burn-in are over, because I mean that's just I don't want to go down the road. But the people that I was talking to were like, hey, you're used to burn-in with OLEDs. It's going away. I have X number of hours with this particular monitor. Haven't had any problems. Haven't had the taskbar burn-in or anything of that sort. So I'm hoping that we are seeing a move to OLED, and we are seeing a move to safe OLED. Where those concerns are gone. So,
OLED's pretty. I mean, I believe.
I love it.
I believe
really
there's
do.
an
I'm a
article
huge fan.
on the site
Yeah.
by Sam,
Yep.
one of our writers, about Acer has a 480 hertz OLED,
Exactly.
which
Yep.
that's a lot of numbers.
That's
Bigger
the
bar,
thing.
better.
I mean, no, seriously though, good technology, good display technology, good refresh rate, high resolution. I mean, it's all you can eat right there. Right?
Did manufacturers explain what's the technological improvement of less burn-in?
That is a great question, and I don't know the answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah. No, I wish I did.
I would like to know.
Yeah. That's a great question. I should have asked that question. Yep. Good question. I'll
It's a
follow
good question.
up.
Yeah. Well, I do once again want to give a shout out to Asus for having us in their booth. They have a number of announcements here. I did cover the Ally X. And then we have just the motherboard stuff, the ProArt stuff. I always am a big fan of the ProArt stuff. They actually have a case mod here where they have the ProArt 4080 Super BTF edition, and then the actual card is on the outside of the case. Or, God, how would I describe it? It's like it's part of the case.
Yeah, it's built in.
It's like so it's like the GPU is like visible on the outside of the case, and because it's BTF and it doesn't have the wire poking out of the side, like then it's just a seamless design. It's hard. We don't have it to show off, but it's a cool like it's a mod right now. It's not an official case they're selling.
Right.
But the person who did it is selling that case. So if they do release that 4080 Super BTF edition, then you could theoretically build it yourself.
Sure. Okay.
So
interesting.
A lot of fun stuff here.
Yeah. So I mean, looking toward this future, I mean, we've got probably I would say a busy summer ahead of us in terms of reviews. I mean, we've got the Qualcomm Snapdragon X Elite stuff coming out June 18th. So we've got all those laptops from Microsoft Surface to Lenovo. I mean, pretty much everyone, right? So we're going to have to get those in. We're going to have to get those reviewed and tested, and probably on video, I imagine. July, we're going to see the AMD stuff. Ryzen AI 300, the 9000 series, I suppose maybe the 5000 series as well. So, I mean, stagger through. And then, as we talked about earlier, the question about Lunar Lake is just when that's going to hit. Because I saw a lot of the discussion here from Intel as trying to take the attention off of Qualcomm. And, traditionally, as we talked about privately, traditionally new mobile CPUs get introduced at CES. Now, whether of course that's going to happen or not, I don't know. But fall is going to be interesting. I'm not sure with Lunar Lake and Arrow Lake what we're going to see.
Yeah, well, and definitely Arrow Lake. Intel obviously said now's not the time or place to talk, too much about Arrow Lake on the desktop even, and so who knows. With that, I mean, obviously we haven't seen the official new socket, but I mean the motherboards are theoretically ready.
Motherboards are
they're showing off those designs, but not a peep from Intel.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be a real question because AMD has really ramped up the performance. Well, Intel is focused a little bit more on lower power, the AI aspect of it, trying to maintain a presence on desktop and so forth. So it'll be really interesting to see if the status quo remains the same as far as what we see and when, or if the introduction of AI and the Snapdragon PCs and so forth kind of changes things. I mean, one of the questions I've had for OEMs is, okay, you've got an X amount of resources, you've got an X amount of dollars, you've got an X amount of potential products. What does that mean for which processor you choose? I mean, I seem to, and this was anecdotal because I didn't actually do the math, but I do seem to think that Intel, when they were talking about Lunar, talked about a lower number of design wins than they have in the past. And I kind of had the same thing going through my head for AMD too. And my thinking is that to some extent, that is actually happening, where they're dividing it up between the three manufacturers, partially for resources, partially to see which one wins, and then maybe pushing their chips on the one that's more successful. So I think it's going to be an interesting fall just to see what resonates with consumers and what sort of indicates with PC OEMs, because in the past, Snapdragon 8 was endorsed by Lenovo. It was endorsed by HP in some sense. But it was as much for, really, I think, to win better prices from Intel. It was a little bit more from a competitive standpoint. So I think that, it will be interesting to see, again, how OEMs sort of put their dollars towards it. And I must also say, too, that the term marketing dollars has come up in this context here at the show. And marketing dollars in Computex is a loaded term because it usually is associated with power and influence, and it matters to OEMs. I mean, both board makers and PC OEMs, and now we're hearing software too, because AI is the issue. And Intel has a development program, and AMD does too, and they want to get their apps running best on Intel or AMD, and that is going to be another battleground that these guys are fighting on. It's not quite clear what happens if AMD, but I mean, we've had this in the gaming space for years and years and years. Runs best on NVIDIA, right? Maybe we don't see that anymore because it's kind of settled down into AMD and NVIDIA and so forth. But it seems like now we may, I don't know, I will wonder if we'll occasionally get a splash screen on some application. I don't know, but it'd be, there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes here that we haven't seen on the surface, and I think I think we'll see the ripples of that going down in the next few months, and it'll be interesting to see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna wrap it up here soon. I'm getting tired.
You need more Mr. Brown.
Oh boy, you know what? I could only take a couple sips of that, Mr. Brown. Excuse me. I do want to offer, if you have any questions specific, hey, did we see something? What do you think? Get them in now in the chat, so we can answer those. I definitely want to get to that kind of stuff.
But mention one more thing.
Well,
sorry.
Oh yeah.
No,
go for it.
I was going to say, keep it tuned to PC World. We have an exclusive interview with the head of Chromebook from Google.
Nice.
A little bit of a scoopage, I think, that's coming down the pipe on that. If you hate AI, it's all about AI and what Google's doing, especially in regards to the Chromebook. So there's some interesting stuff there. So, I can't talk about it right now because I don't want to scoop myself. I've done that before. But please, check it out. So.
Nice.
Yeah. Some chatters in our YouTube chat.
Oh yeah. What's up?
From Robert Lawrence. Friend of the show, the router here is made. It looks like it's made from Gundam parts, and I'm like,
Wait, did that immediately be like? Did you get your wallet out and you're like,
yeah, I'll just take it.
That's probably not an accident.
Just take my money, please. Yeah, I can see some. Yeah,
there.
some aesthetics similar.
Yep.
And then if you were to paint over it, yeah, I can see it. I can see it.
Well, I will say I finally got the rep to give us the router information. This is the ROG Rapture GT-BE19000. Everyone's going to remember that.
Yeah,
there's this is a high-end router. There's all the information. Go check it out.
And they said there'll be more specs in the future. More to come.
Wi-Fi 7, 19 gigabits.
So a question from our own Elena Yee asked, did you talk about the Falcon North Micro? Yes, we did. We talked about it at the beginning. We were talking about our best of show, and so that's not the official name, Fractal North Micro, but that's the name I was calling it.
Pretty case.
Yeah, I love that thing. So it sounds like, and I know Elena likes Raspberry Pi, so I think she
I like
was
the
a fan
wood
of that.
aesthetic. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of RGB. I like the RGB, but I do like the whole very wood, natural. So
Same.
Very warm.
Yeah, I like that counter.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Counterflow?
It's very adult, I think.
We have a Gentle Stone is how I'm going to pronounce it. Minis form, small form factor PCs. I don't think I saw Minis form here. I mean, I haven't seen the whole show floor.
No.
So maybe they're here, but
everything was big and bulky.
Yeah. Well, Minis form focuses on mini PCs.
Yeah.
And then let's see, is someone?
I got one.
Here we go.
Adam first. Go ahead.
No, our very own Gord Maung is up at who knows how late it is.
1
there.
a.m.
Yeah, and gave us a $2 super chat. What is that like? You take out money and you put it back into the company? That you might as well. It's just like a perpetual cycle. I don't think he's gonna. I'm sorry. I don't think you're gonna get that $2 back. But thank you, Gordon.
I'll do the same thing. I just won't file an expense report.
It's for boba tea. I think it's for boba tea.
Nice. Boba. Thank you. Hi, Gordon. We miss you.
Hi,
Everybody
Gordon.
misses you. Everyone
Greetings,
says hi. Jensen said to tell you hi as well.
Yeah.
And he said he's asking, who won Computex?
Oh.
I know this.
That's a great
I should have
question.
remembered this. This
A
is Gordon's
great
favorite.
question.
I don't know. I
Paul's
feel like
Hardware said that Fractal won Computex. Yes.
that's who Paul. I was hoping to have Paul come by, but no. I feel like going into it, Qualcomm wanted to win Computex, right? Like,
It's hard to argue against that. Yeah.
do you think they actually won?
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I mean, by default. I mean, they're here, right? I mean, AMD's
They're here.
Well, I mean, they are, right? I mean, they showed up at the table, right? You've got chips on the table. That means you're the pot is yours. I mean, AMD's talking. I mean, AMD's kind of showing what they're talking. Lunar is, off in the future, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say it's
Right.
SPUD because that's not the way it's doing it, but it's I don't even know what to call it, paper launch. But I mean, they're talking about it, not showing at this point in time. So yeah, right now it's Qualcomm.
Yeah.
The weird thing about Meteor Lake is that, okay, what is Meteor Lake at this point in time? I mean, is Meteor Lake? I mean, it's a product. It's there. but Intel's already talking about the next thing. So
yeah,
I mean,
it feels in a weird spot for
it's a
Meteor Lake.
weird spot.
For
Yeah.
Meteor Lake, yeah.
And I asked about the AI PC, right? Because Meteor Lake, right? If you bought into the Meteor Lake thing, you're like, you can't get Copilot, or at least it's hard to say. Probably not. I don't really know.
And there
We
was
don't
like,
know.
you can do plenty on Meteor Lake,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Copilot is just one of many things.
Right.
I mean, technically, yes, it is.
exactly. So I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a weird time to be an early adopter in the hardware space, and we had a story on the site saying just that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, who do you think won?
Well, I'm going to say Asus won by hosting us here.
Hey,
Wow.
you know what?
Oh, geez.
You got PC World.
I mean, yeah. No, there you go. Asus
There's
is the
a
winner.
complimentary T-shirt heading your way, man.
yeah. Thank you for sponsoring the stream. I appreciate that. Willis, what do you think? Who won?
We won. We won
PC
Computex.
World won.
PC World won Computex. So we're here. We did
boy.
our coverage. We went to the night market.
Great job.
We survived. Computex.
Well, hey, it's not quite over yet. We got one more day, so
Look
don't
out.
speak too
Look
soon,
out.
Willis.
I haven't got on the
Wait,
market yet.
and you're not even editing videos right now, so look at that.
Yeah,
you
he
just,
won.
You just sleep in.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm
Managing.
kidding. Actually, I do want to give a shout out to Willis because setting up all of this gear, testing, we had some we definitely had some whole hair out
Yeah.
of the head moments. But Willis has come a long way in terms of being able to troubleshoot, set things up, go with the flow.
I learned
do
from
all
the
that kind
best.
of
I learned from the best. So thank you, Adam.
Where
Thank
there's
you.
a Willis,
So-
there's a way.
Where there's a Willis, there's a
Hey,
way.
there you go.
Hey, there you
Punchy
go.
now.
You printed that on. Wait, did I ask you who? Oh, yeah. You think we won?
We won.
Who do I think? How do I think won?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been weird. I love Computex. There's so much to see, so many good conversations, so many good products that I am excited about. But also, kind of like CES, it just feels a little sleepy. No big like bombshell that like, oh my God, everyone. When you see somebody in an aisle, you're like, hey, what's up, dude? What did you think about that thing?
Yeah.
Like like nothing quite like that.
We're here talking about the future rather than the present, a little bit.
Yeah,
That's what it feels like to me.
And the
Yeah.
AI stuff is definitely like around, but it's still kind of like this intangible, like it's inside the PC. It's
Yeah.
inside. I
Put it in
can't
there.
touch
Right.
it. It's in there. We
Yeah.
got to get to it. We got to
Yeah.
figure this out. Yeah.
I mean, we all have a presence here. Again, AI everywhere, blah blah blah. But yeah, I mean, I do think that the pieces just haven't quite come together yet. I mean, we're still waiting for the operating system to come down, the hardware to be delivered. I mean, you move Computex out 3 or 4 months into the fall, and maybe these things are coming together a little bit more. But we were talking about it off stream about was IFA the big thing this year, and I don't really know the answer to that question, which has always been a sleepy show really too. And I think Christian called it boring, and so I don't really know if that's going to be the answer too. But it does seem there's a combination of things. Things aren't ready yet. PC vendors want to have their own announcements, or chip vendors. They don't want to get lost in a show like this. So I think it's obviously a great place to come together and talk about things. But as far as seeing them, no, it's a little bit slow.
Yeah.
Not quite there.
So,
Gordon says he said, I want that router, to be honest. And even Robert Lawrence is like, we should see the router. I'm gonna hopefully not drop it. But yeah, this is a big.
I just brought like Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 7's already out.
Yeah,
I feel like
Wi-Fi 7. It's got this
Wi-Fi
see-through
technology
design
moves too
plastic on the
quickly.
top with some fins for cooling. I mean, this thing dual 10 gig ports like this.
What's
this
the
thing's-
price? Do we know?
Is it? No, I
Yeah.
don't believe. Let me
not
look.
out yet.
Let me
It's
look
like a
on this
smartphone
handy dandy
price,
chart.
unfortunately,
Nope, I don't see
probably.
any
Missing some
pricing.
Gundam
Probably coming
aesthetics.
later.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
I do have a
what's
question
up?
over on our Discord from Sneaky, asking, "Hey, what's the segment to watch out for in the next
Good
12 to
question.
12 months to 24 months? What's it going to be? Handheld, laptop, PCs? What do you guys think? Where's the shift going?"
that's a good question.
I mean, right now, I think low power in general. I would say, I know that's a little bit more of a broad than what you put in here, but low power, it would encompass handhelds and thin and light laptops, because
Yep.
everyone's laser focused on that, ARM efficiency,
Yep.
all the gaming performance. So I would say more towards like thin, light, portability, that kind
Absolutely.
of stuff.
Yep.
I mean, we'll get incremental gains on the desktop like we always do, but I mean, I feel like the days of like, how many cores are you putting in that thing? Oh wow, you hit 7 gigahertz. Wow, you know,
Yeah.
like it just. You
Cores
know,
are not a big deal
it's,
anymore.
it's you know, it's going to continue to get better. Okay, cool. That's faster than it was, but it's not like mic drop kind of thing where.
Well, one of the things I'm concerned about too is the fact that okay, we are lowering the power in PCs, but you know, is that just going to be overcompensated by like a 5090? You know, I mean, we may have a low power CPU, but there's no indication. Well, there might be. I shouldn't say that, but I mean, there's no indication so far that the 5000 series is going to be especially power conservative. I don't expect it to be. We're talking about like 2 or 3 slot solutions and so forth. So it's very possible that we might be saving. What's this? What's the phrase? Saving with Peter to give to Paul. I mean, I don't know if that's the right way to put it or so forth, but. I think, yes, low power is absolutely a trend, especially on mobile, but I'm not necessarily concerned that our overall power consumption is going to be necessarily lower based upon what's coming down the pipe. So
I mean, the market is always skewed towards laptops and that kind of market, right? And I feel like there's all the talk, ARM, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, yeah. What do you think?
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So Gordon, somebody asked a question here, which I thought was very hilarious. So that I have to say, oh no, now I can't find it. Said, oh, here we go. Coffee has a very serious question.
Oh.
What speed is Gordon's internet?
Oh, hey.
well, he'll tell us every other day at this
He
point.
will tell us every other day because it's the same as mine. And same
It's
with
a humble
Willis's.
brag from
Oh,
Gordon.
no, not
Yeah.
the same with Willis's.
Right.
No,
You've only
no.
got 1 gig.
All you need to be
Oh,
is just be in his Slack channel. He'll send you a
Wait,
screenshot every
you
other
have
day.
10 gig.
10. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we're not messing around.
Yeah, in Oakland.
Yeah.
In Oakland, we roll with 10
In
gig.
the biggity O in the town, we're doing 10.
There you
Ah.
go. Boom. We rolled the 10.
I have sub-gigabit.
We do have a question from So Gordon's thoughts on that question that just came in. He says laptops. It's a 3-way battle plus potential to end Windows 10 means massive units moved in the next 12 to 24 months. Good point, right? If the end of life on Windows 10 and you're going to have to be thrown overboard and get a new laptop.
Yeah, but the interesting thing was that I didn't have a chance to write it up yet, but Windows 10, Microsoft's opening up the Windows 10 beta channel, is opening up the Windows 10 Insider channel again for new features. So, I mean,
Really?
I don't know if it's going to be new, but the fact is that, they're not winding it down, I guess. I don't know. Maybe they're just going to deluge as much as they can into the Windows 10 environment and then sunset it. But others nobody was like, what? What does that mean? So, yeah, I mean, I agree. Windows 10 is eventually going to go away unless you pay up for support.
Yep.
But, I know a lot of people disagree with me. I said before on the site, it's time. But I know that, a lot of people are like,
Yeah. I'm sorry, I have to make a clarification. Gordon says, would like to remind people it's 10 gigabit per second symmetrical, of course.
Yes.
Sorry, Gordon.
Okay.
Okay,
the
Gordon.
important
Humble
part,
brag.
we're going up and
much.
down.
Yeah. Are they? Why do I feel like there's no? Oh no, show floor's not closing. We did get a $5 sticker from who's this? Gamer Steve.
Thanks,
Gamer
Steve.
Steve.
Yeah, hey Steve.
Thank you.
No,
Appreciate it.
thank you. I
Thank you so
appreciate it.
much.
What are you doing this up this late at night? Actually, I have no idea where you're.
I know what you're doing.
You're based. Okay. Any other questions? Yeah. Elena says, "I hate you all." I don't know why. Oh, that's
Fair.
That wasn't
Fair.
necessary.
How could she?
I know.
I think she might be referring to the chat.
Oh.
Oh, no, referring to our internet.
Oh,
yes, yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah.
It gave me a second.
Well, I understand where she's coming from.
I'm sorry. I'm tired. Yeah.
Almost there. Almost there.
Last call for any questions. Until then, I guess, what else can we look forward to? Because, we actually, we're a little bit behind on edits, if you haven't heard. But so we do have some videos coming out. But
Yes,
any
yeah.
articles
Yeah,
that
we have
are coming?
another AMD interview looking at the high end. You went with Donnie talking about some of the more technical stuff. I was with senior VPs looking at more of the big picture stuff. We've got again that Chrome OS interview, which I thought went really well with John Solomon. He's the VP of Chromebooks. We went. I was up on Taipei 101 4 times this trip. Google actually has an office in like the 83rd floor, so you go up there and it's above the clouds. It's I was just, and they have a. It's just like it's like they were like we have the highest office in the world, which they might be.
It's a beautiful view.
It's a beautiful view.
Definitely
well,
beautiful view.
It was rainy then, so it was kind of fogged in. But so that went really well. It was a good talk about just Chromebooks and Chrome OS. I mean, if you're interested about like, hey, how is the AI PC faring? Well, Google has their own take with the Chromebooks. So I thought that story. The interview actually starts off a little slow, and I will say, because I'm talking about like education and stuff like that, which is Google's forte, but it's also something that's a little bit less sexy. Then we jump into NPUs and what Google's doing with it, and they had a lot to talk about there. So John was an interesting guy to talk to, and I did enjoy that. I'm just trying to clean up as far as stuff that I've seen on the show floor that's worth writing up. Little dribs and drabs, little bits and pieces. So I haven't had a huge amount of time to walk the show floor because I've been talking to a lot of people. So I've got a couple of things that I need to check out. I don't know.
Stay tuned.
Me. Sorry. Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
We do have a couple more pointed questions. YJ asked, have we looked at any enterprise stuff? Might be a peek into the future of consumer stuff.
I haven't looked at it at all.
No.
Nope. Yep. Same.
We just focus mostly on consumer, so
Consumer.
That's definitely kind of what we do. Who is this? Germany 2007 asked, is Copilot Plus the first big hint at what Windows 12 is going to be?
Okay. I think it's so. Copilot Plus really is our definition in terms of tops, and it's a few features. It's got AI enhanced photos and enhanced paint, and the recall feature, of course, which everyone's concerned about. I think I don't really know if there's going to be a Windows 12. There may be or not, but yes, I mean we're in the early innings of AI, and I think that for one thing, we're trying to figure out what makes sense to put AI in terms of applications, how that works, how that plays, what's useful. Microsoft is going to probably enhance pretty much every app they can with AI. We've seen some of that with, but I mean Outlook, you're going to see it in Office and all that stuff, which we've already seen it with Copilot. So short answer, I don't know if we're going to see it as far as a Windows 12 is concerned, but yes, I mean, expect AI to come down the pipe. I mean, because if they don't do it, somebody else will, and that freaks everybody else right now.
I mean, the AI is not going to AI itself.
The AI is right.
It will.
Well, actually, AI will AI itself. That's a thing.
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, AI is being used to design their own. AI is being used to design their own chips. I can't remember. I think it was MediaTek that said that. Yeah.
Oh.
So.
Have you not seen The Matrix or The Terminator?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing too. I mean, we have some things possibly coming down the pipe. NVIDIA's possibly getting in bed with an ARM vendor. MediaTek they already have an automotive partnership with them. They already have an automotive chip. This game ain't over yet. So,
I will say NVIDIA is showing off this feature called G-Assist. It's just kind of like a tech demo,
right.
Which I actually thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
An interesting idea to be able to pop up the overlay and kind of be able to kind of have AI help you either solve a problem or you figure out your next steps or have a conversation with it. It's curious technology for sure. We talked about maybe doing another deep dive on a podcast. So if you're interested, let us know. A couple more pointed questions. We have who is this? Julian. Has Qualcomm talked about Linux on Snapdragon at all?
To some extent, yes. It's not a priority for. I mean, I shouldn't say that. It's not a priority. It's not a priority for me. So it's not a question that I've necessarily pursued. To be fair, I don't think I can tell you too much about Linux with Snapdragon without going back and checking my notes. It's just not something that's top of mind right now because we're pretty much a Windows house. So.
Okay. And one more question. Blue Soul Slayer asked, was there any white AMD Cam 2 motherboard? So, if you didn't see our conversation earlier,
yes, there was.
I think I can spin it this way. Is that the correct way?
That's not white.
That's not the correct way. I think I'm hopefully not going to break this. So this is what they're showing off here at the ASUS booth. If you didn't see our conversation earlier, is this motherboard concept with the CAM module for RAM. I've got a video coming out. Gordon has a video going real deep into the new
Our
Jet
video
X
will
specs.
have a white Cam 2 motherboard.
So it's not pure white though.
Well,
it's
it's
MSI's Project Zero, and yeah, it's kind of like a silverish kind of white. Also, was it Intel or was it AMD? I actually think it might have been Intel.
It might have been Intel.
Yeah, and then the ASRock one, it was black, so it doesn't matter. So no, I mean right now, still very much concept phase. Getting a lot of feedback. Honestly, I think they're kind of maybe testing the market a little bit to be like, hey, is this a bridge too far? Is this something people are interested in?
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, this isn't just one company. This is 3 large motherboard manufacturers who are all dipping their toe in it at the same time, and each one of them was like, this, there is a use case for it. So, yeah, I'm curious to see that.
I will say too, and tangent, but from my standpoint, I appreciate the comments on videos we've done, because one of the things that we try to do is we try to report the news. We also try to follow up with the vendors, especially at shows like this, with follow-up questions. I mean, Adam did that with AMD, and so did I too. And some of the questions that you asked on, like, for example, his interview with Donnie, I tried to put to AMD just to get them answered as well. So, one of the questions was, I think, a curious, so you have 50 tops in the NPU. I mean, what is the difference between that and like 45 tops? What's going to happen there? So from that standpoint, I'm not going to. I don't think it was maybe the direct answer you're looking for, but it was a question that I think that you had and that we asked, and so again, I kind of appreciate that whole interaction on the comments. So keep them coming. So
and we got a follow-up question from YJ. Is there room for longer Cam 2 modules? Yes, on an ATX motherboard like this. If you don't know, that Cam 2 can scale up to larger capacity still on a single module, I guess is the technical term for it. So on something like this, yeah, there's theoretically room on it. But for a mini ITX system, that might be a whole separate discussion. A couple more, and then we really got to get out of here. Rastic keeps yelling at me and says, that router in front of you, show us the fiber optics connection input.
I don't see any fiber.
I do not see any fiber optic connection
here?
input.
What's this?
No, that's
Not
USB.
nope.
That is USB. So
no,
not quite sure what you're saying.
Double Ethernet.
Great.
Because it's
cool.
a router. That's why there's no fiber input.
Yeah, it's a 1G and 10G. Yeah, 1G and 10G Ethernet.
It's just a router.
Yeah, not a gateway.
Well, I wouldn't say just a router.
I mean,
it's just one of the best.
It's
routers
one of the best routers. It is, indeed, indeed.
From Asus. I'm just kidding. So yeah. Anyway, we got to get out of here.
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
tired.
Absolutely.
I'm thirsty.
Good
I'm
job,
sweaty.
everybody.
But we did it. It's team effort.
Yep.
We have a big team out here doing a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
We actually have our Christian.
We have our German team.
Christian's based out of Germany.
Yeah.
And so we have our PC Welt crew, which is the German PC world. That is out. We also have a couple new sales guys. One of them has been behind the camera, guarding the camera this whole
boxing
time.
out
so
everybody that's
I
come by.
I want to give him a big hey, listen, Jeff, you have been guarding the camera the whole time from
Thank you,
people
Jeff.
like walking by and like hitting it. Thank you so much.
It's been nuts.
Yeah, it has been nuts. This is also your first Computex. What do you think?
It's been amazing. Really some great stuff out here. And so looking forward to very promising stuff coming down the line.
Nice. Well, thank you. Thanks everybody for watching. I appreciate it. Thank you to Asus for sponsoring this stream. We have lots more content coming, and yeah, I'm gonna call it here. We're done. The show's over. There's no more. I'm just kidding. We got one more day.
I haven't been to a night market yet.
All right, we're going to do it.
No
we're going to
night
the
market.
market.
What are you doing? Willis.
No, I was going to say, what's for dinner?
What's for dinner?
Yeah, it's time to eat.
I skipped lunch to set this up. So
Listen,
what's for dinner?
Night market's
Willis,
too late for
you're asking
Willis.
the wrong person. You're the one who's been managing the schedule.
Yeah, what are we going to eat? What is for dinner?
Willis is going to groove them all.
Well, I think I think some people on the chat was suggested the night market. So
all right, let's do it.
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. No, I was at a vendor meeting, and I thought our next vendor meeting wasn't for an hour, and I was like, we can sit around and chit chat for a little longer, and then we go out, and Willis and I was like, all right, let's head to the next one, and Willis was like, the next one's almost over, dude, and I was like, oh no.
No, I need to be Adam's manager from now on. Just be like, hey, no, we gotta go, man.
Yeah.
This is it.
Yeah.
Sorry, gotta pull the star of the show out. Just
And the videos.
Adam's important. He got a 4 p.m. appointment, so yeah.
You're a manager too. That's how you get 2 paychecks.
Right.
Exactly, right.
There you go.
Somebody's
See?
gonna approve that.
Yeah.
We do have one last super chat real quick here
Oh.
from friend of the show Coffee. Thank you so much. Always
Thank you, thank
appreciated.
you. Thanks, Coffee.
$2.79 Canadian. Don't know. That probably translates
Beautiful.
to at least $500. So
Yep.
amazing. Thank you so much. Says AI is like RGB. Can you really have too much?
Never can.
Everyone wants more AI.
Yeah.
Everyone's asking
Unless
for
it's
it.
Skynet.
Everyone is also asking us for us to wrap it up. Once again, thank you, fine gentlemen. Thank you, Alex,
Yep.
for
All right.
hanging out and staying strong.
Everyone go back to sleep.
Good times,
on
guys.
your
Yep.
first Computex
Yeah.
with us. Mark, thank you.
My pleasure.
You have been boots on the ground, writing, doing some great coverage, kind of
Thank you.
chasing that story. So
Yep.
Yep.
Giving it
I appreciate you. And Willis, controlling
Yep.
the verticals and horizontals. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
As always. As always.
I appreciate y'all.
Will-
Thank you, Adam, for just hosting.
Yep.
The Full Nerd, and also just getting schedules going. And Adam's the trooper here.
And
It's-
thanks to the home team too. I
Yeah.
mean, we have a PC World crew that's still at home. They've been helping
100%.
out in terms of like filing stories, editing stories,
Yep.
videos like Gordon.
Yes.
Truly a global team.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
definitely thank you,
Yep,
Gordon.
Elena, absolutely.
I mean, we all wish Gordon could be here. I know he wishes he could be here.
Yep.
But we have set him up with a system at home. He's been doing some videos. I think hopefully you've been
That
seeing him
might
on
have been a
the
mistake.
channel.
Those Gordon videos.
Yeah.
Really fun,
Yeah.
really fun. Last little note I'm going to say is that this is the second to last time we're going to stream live and put the Full Nerd on the PC World YouTube channel. After that, all of it's going on the new YouTube channel,
Where's that?
youtube.com/PC World Podcast.
Are we
No.
gonna?
The Full Nerd Podcast. youtube.com/the
At-
symbol the Full Nerd Podcast.
There
Go
you go.
subscribe over there so you don't miss the streams, and the video recordings are not going to be on the PC World
Can we
YouTube channel
maybe can we
anymore.
autograph? Can we autograph that? And,
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And
Yeah.
sell it
Oh,
off.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Sell,
now
and
we
sell
need
it
to
off
get
as
a Full
merch.
Nerd one.
Yeah.
We can sell
Oh,
it off
there
as
you go.
merch though.
Yeah.
Not autograph it.
Merch.
You can have an auction.
I like it. I like it. And yeah, anyway. And then once again, thank you to ASUS. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm going to call this a show, and we're going to get out of here. Why don't you take us out?
All
Willis?
right, everyone, thank you for tuning in to our Computex show in Taipei, Taiwan, and we're going to go to the night market now and get some boba and get some food. All right, thank you, everyone.
Toodles.
See you later. Bye.